Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. How's everybody doing out there, man? First and foremost, I want to introduce this amazing panel that we have here tonight. First and foremost, B Taylor TV in the building. This is going to be an interesting conversation. Next, we have life coach Brittany in the building. One and only Kelly Culture in the building. The lovely Miss Saida in the building. You cook, man. I'm proud. And the one and only Ricky Williams in the building. Look, man, it's gonna be a hell of a conversation, man. How y'all doing on this glorious night, man? Everybody good? Everybody all right? Spirits up?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good.
Looking forward to it. Everybody in the chat, man, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Y'all know what time it is. Like the stream on the walk-in. I think it's 100 people in here already, so it need to be at least 150 likes. I already know how we give it up, man. Shout out to the mods, Mike Dub in the building, JC in the building. I see y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a hell of a stream. Homage, I see you. What up? Kenny T is in the building. We're gonna try to get him on stage, but you know, we can't promise nothing. But Kenny T is in the building though. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a hell of a conversation, bro. We're gonna be talking about child support. You know, it was a clip that went viral earlier today. This is the dope part about like being able to live stream in the middle of the week. Because when we record in the pod, a lot of times like we'll drop the pod or we'll record the pod like on Saturday, Sunday, and then a dope ass story drop. And we gotta wait a whole week before we can cover it. But you know, with the live stream, we ain't gotta do that. So it was a clip that dropped in which he was speaking on, you know, the real reason that men don't like to pay child support or don't want to pay child support. And we're going to get to that. But before we do, I just want to go around and get everybody's take on, like, how fair do y'all feel like the child support system is in 2022? B. Taylor, we're going to start with you first.
Okay. I don't think it's fair. I think that it's not enough. I think men they're getting away with not paying child support. There's a lot of women who are struggling and are in poverty, and their children are in poverty, and it's not strict enough, in my opinion.
Life coach Brittany, what you think?
I think the system in itself is unfair, but the reality of what it's for is fair.
Valid. Saida, what you think?
I agree, it's fair, but I'm not quite sure about how it's in the U.S., but in El Salvador, it's definitely not fair at all. Like, do you think $200 a month for a kid is fair?
Well, I mean, it depends on where you live, but you know what? I ain't gonna even answer that.
I understand that it's about the you know, the lifestyle and the cost of living and all that. Mm-hmm. However, I think it's fair if the man agrees with the lifestyle that the kid is living, depending on what type of lifestyle he wants to provide for his kid. Like, you know, Brittany said, I agree that the cost is fair. How much is it? That's what
different ball game. Okay, I see. Miss Kelly Culture, what you think in terms of fairness in regard to child support?
I think I might be the devil's advocate on this one. I think the system is unfair, but towards men. Don't get mad at me, ladies, but hear me out. I feel like it's not something that should be forced. It's something that men should do because it's their child. I don't think that someone else should govern how much or what you should send your child. I think that a man should step up and do that on his own. So
well said. Ricky, fairness in terms of child support, bro. What's your thoughts on
it? What do you consider fair? I mean, is is getting bent over and forced by the court and, you know, at risk of using your livelihood fair? Right? I mean, we can go to the underlying reasons of why you even in this position as a woman to have to need a child support check in the first place. We can get into that. Right? But no, it's not fair. Right? And it's funny how when it's not fair one way, it's all good on the other side. But, you know, again, that's a different conversation.
Very fair. Real quick, man. Shout out to JR.
Shout out to
the Peace Network. My dog is in the building. So quit playing, get the likes up. Stop being cheap and super chat. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to bro, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap in to Lapeef, man. Y'all know what time it is over there. Oh, fairness in regard to child support, man.
Overall, is it fair for the man? Hell no. But is it fair for the woman? Hell yeah. Ain't our fault you chose broke dick. I mean, if a man has some money, it would really be an issue.
Oh my God.
However, you do have men that are making money and they are hurting financially more because they'll have to come out of pocket more. They trying to start their own family. They still got to dip back, get 2-3 jobs. I was just talking to somebody the other day, and he was saying how his second relationship was hard because he was trying to do so much to recoup from the first relationship. And so that affected his next relationship. So I was like, damn, you know, it'd be, you know, sometimes you make mistakes, but yeah, I think men get the short end of the stick all the time. That's just what it is. We got to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm more in line with that. I think, you know, the intention of it is fair, but the actual implementation, the reality of it is a different ball game. Just like with anything else, like there's loopholes in it, there's ways to finesse it, you know, and it's unintended consequences of it. You know, one of the unintended consequences is you have good dads out here that are, you know, willing to contribute and willing to be in their kids' life and this, that, and the third. And you know, a lot of times those men will get put on child support out of spite, if we're gonna be honest, just because he done moved on, or just because she may still want to be with him or something, and then she find out he dating somebody else, and now it's, you know, vitriol there and anger there. So now I gotta, you know, weaponize child support, you know, against him. In that case, it's not fair, because then you know, you literally got good dudes out here suffering when, you know, he was actually showing up, he was actually giving the time and, you know, taking care, like if he needs something, or hey, here go a couple hundred for clothes, couple hundred for shoes, you know what I'm saying, what else you need, just, you know, anything you need, just let me know, type of situation. You know what I'm saying? You do have those dads out there who are, you know, kind of suffering for it. And I remember a clip that went viral, to where it was a dude that was, you know, similar to this guy that I'm talking about, in terms of like showing up, hey, whatever you need, I got you, just hit me. And then he ended up getting put on child support, and, you know, now he's required to provide just a monetary value a month. And then, you know, his baby moms hit him asking for something extra, and he like, hell nah, I ain't doing it. And she even had the kids try to hit him up for something extra, like, hey dad, come, you know, can I get such and such for you? He's like, hell nah, I ain't doing it. Go ask your mama. Tell her take it out that child support that I gave her. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times those be the consequences of it. And now he moving out of spite because he felt like he was solid. He was moving solid and still got penalized for it. You know what I'm saying? So those are like the unintended consequences that come from it. So in that case, I feel it's a bit unfair to the men's side if we're gonna keep it G.
I agree. I have a lot of gentlemen friends who they're good guys and they're good fathers, and they end up getting the short end of the stick. I have one friend whose daughter came to live with him, and he was still paying the mom child support, and she had 3 kids by 3 other men, but he was still sending her money. And as soon as the courts wanted to rearrange the child support situation, she wanted the daughter to come back and live with her, even though she was in a better situation with dad. So I just think it's unfair. And I think it's more about the man being involved in the child's life. Like, I would take that over any dollar amount. Like, if a man's showing up, if he's taking him shopping, buying him clothes, if he's being there, if he's taking him to sports, if he's being active, who cares about $200-300? Like, I don't know, like, how much people are getting, because I've never been on child support or put him on child support, but I don't think it's worth it if the guy's going to be there. I would take that over the money. So That's why I don't think you should involve the system. I think you should.
That's the
I
whole
know, but I know in some situations people feel like they have to. I don't know everyone's situation, but
right. But the thing is about when you have to, really, it's really the result of your poor judgment and of a mate to have a child with. Don't nobody want to talk about that, right? It's always on the man. Oh, he a deadbeat. Ain't nobody blaming you for, fucking some deadbeat dick.
Did you hear what I said?
That shit kill me every time you say.
I have another story.
Hmm?
I have another story.
Oh, do tell.
I have a friend, he calculated it, like how much he's going to pay throughout his children's lives. And it was like upwards of $300,000 in their entire lives. He pays $3,000 a month for his children, and which is great. And he never like shirked his responsibilities. But the mother purposely put him on it because she still wanted to be with him, and he moved on. And she was like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to get you. I'm going to put you on child support. And then she did. And he was like, okay, I'm just going to make more money then. Like, that's not going to make me stay. I'll make more money so I can take care of it. He pays $3,000 a month. And when he wants to visit his kids, she doesn't let him see them. So those are the kind of things I think are unfair. Like, I would much rather you be the dad, be the man in their life than send me money. I get it. Money makes the world go round, but you're raising human beings and they need their father. So
I just feel like men don't understand how much it costs to raise a child. Like, come on now.
We do.
I'm feeling sorry for men that's paying $400.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We forced to understand.
Okay. What do you mean by that? Because you know how much daycare costs a month?
Yeah, you looking at a minimum right now. A minimum you're looking at $275 a week for daycare.
Okay, and do you expect your child to have activities like sports, class projects?
At what age?
When at school age. At school age, when they start being active.
Yeah. And I got that. You see what I'm saying? And I got that. And I got that. And I had that, right? But the thing is, again, if you were a man that you got to force on child support, you fucked the wrong man.
But he also messed with the wrong woman. So it's accountable on both sides. You can't say it's the woman that's
really, not really when you have the court on your side to enforce what you feel is right as far as money wise towards your child.
It's about the child. It's about the child. We could sit here and blame.
If it's about the child, why go to child support?
Because obviously, financially, the man is not pulling his weight.
Right. And just like you said, on both parts, you chose.
Right. So what the government has to step in and make
the court.
You guys always have to be leaders so bad, but when
I can't speak for no other man. I took care of my
children. Hold on, y'all. One at a time. Again, see, I knew it was gonna get passionate. I knew it was, and I understand it, but we got to go one at a time because if y'all are talking over each other, y'all kind of, the audio get to, going crazy.
No, what I'm saying is this: I took care of my children. I can't speak for no other man, but I could tell you when I was taking care of my child out of pocket, my ex-wife still felt to go to court to get child support because she felt she was going to get more money. And then when she found out the state is a share state, she didn't get more. Right?
Okay, I don't know your situation, and we can't apply personal situations to the overall question.
But it's a personal subject because the reason why you're so passionate about it is because it's personal.
I'm passionate about it because I have compassion for people who's going through it, men and women.
Right. So I'm saying, let me give you my baseline bottom of it, right?
Okay.
It really comes down to how you start and who you pick for your relationship. This is what I'm saying. The court wasn't in there when y'all was fucking making that baby.
But now there's a baby.
Plain and simple. So again, no matter what y'all keep saying, bro, it comes down to personal responsibility on both sides. Since that's what y'all want to hear, that's on both sides. You should have chose a man that's going to take care of his responsibilities.
And now that man is a man and the government looks at men to be held accountable, the reason why child support was put in is because the divorce rate spiked after the 1975 is when divorce rate went up and child support was put in because it was part of the Social Security plan. I have my notes, guys. I'm a whole journalist. Like, I've done my research on this. So for those who want to know, it was put in place because they saw a spike in divorces, right? As couples got divorced, women went into poverty. Men gained financial abundance because they're no longer taking care of the home. They're taking care of themselves. They also make more money than women. So the government had to step in because women and children were losing. They were out on the street, and they're like, we can't. This is America. We can't have kids and women out on the street. Like, so they got to step in and create welfare. And they're like, whoa, there's too many women of all races, as divorce rate goes up, are on welfare. We can't just be taking care of these kids and the men are just well off. So we're going to have to step in and hold these men accountable. And in my notes, the system was created to replicate what the household would have looked like prior to divorce. Now, in the 80s, people started marriages, the rate of marriage went down. Okay, because people started getting divorced. People wanted to find their happiness. No, men didn't want to sacrifice. They'll make a baby with a woman, right? Back then, when society was holding men accountable, marriage rate was up, because if you knocked up a man's daughter, guess what? That man's going to come to your front door and tell you, you need to put a ring on her finger. You didn't lay down and knocked her up. You're going to get married, right? They're making men accountable for their actions. They had to get married. That's why people were unhappy in marriages. Now we're living in a society where it's like, choose your happiness. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares if you have a broken family? As long as you're happy. If you're miserable in your marriage, leave your marriage. So men started leaving their marriage. And guess what? The women and children also suffered. And then now people are making babies without the ring because men are not obligated and they don't feel that pressure from society.
Understood.
To get married. So we're dealing with an epidemic of single motherhood. And nobody wants to talk about that. Society wants to blame women for opening up their legs. And guess what? Women are still opening up their legs. Men can create 10 babies in 1 year, but one woman can carry a baby in 1 year. So therefore, who do we look at? Like, because see, women, there's mentally ill women, just like there's mentally ill men. There's broken women, and they're going to open up their legs at the first man that tell them that they love them because they're messed up. So we as people have to come together and figure out what the problem is and come together and figure out the solution. Maybe society still needs to put pressure on men back again, because it's all on women. Because like you said, like, well, her body, her choice. She kept the baby and she should have gatekept. The men are also still out here impregnating all these women. Well, what are we doing with them? Because they're still going to go out, Pookie and Ray Ray, across town, north, south, east, west, creating babies everywhere with broken women.
Yeah. But again,
women, because they're going to do what they're going to do. And the men, we got to try to hold them accountable too.
You
actually like, stop getting pregnant when they got scared of having to marry a woman that they didn't like.
Okay, that's fine. But again, if you know it's Pookies out there, you should be vetting more properly. Keep your legs closed.
Dad in the home to tell them.
Oh, just hold on. I'll let you finish. I didn't interrupt. Right? Keep your legs closed. Y'all control access to sex. Y'all control access to whatever baby walks on this planet. My body, my choice. Right? So again, I know y'all heard the argument before, and I'm going to say it because I understand it's redundant, but it's true. Right? If you're sleeping with a man that's not ready to have a child and have that responsibility, if you can force that upon him, it should be your own responsibility. These you got to pay the cost to pay the boss. That's to be the boss, correct? Right? No. So if I have no say over your body, you're fully responsible for your body. You should take responsibility for it.
Agree. And he should too.
I'm sorry. I think that you both are correct in your own way, but I think that's for another conversation. Mm-hmm. If like we should be discussing like when the man is in the relationship, he don't mind paying for his kids, but once he's out of the relationship, he don't want to pay for his kids. That's what we should be discussing. Is it fair that while he is with the woman, he has no problem paying for everything, all the activities, buying food, providing for his kid. But once he's because I'm saying that's for another topic. Mm-hmm. But once he's out of the relationship, just because he's out of the relationship, he's out of responsibility for his kids. I think that's what we should be going forward.
Yeah, because how we open it up, it was very general of how we feel about child support. Is it fair? Is it not fair? Now, what you're talking about is the video. I don't know if
Right. That's why I say y'all gotta slow down. Y'all jumping ahead. We gonna get there. It's gonna be a slow build. Real quick, man. I'm getting told the likes is down. I think it's like 270 people in here, and the likes is at 100 or something. That gotta change. Everybody stop what y'all doing. Like the stream, man. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know how we give it up. Again, the discussion's getting passionate already, man. I love this type of thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm trying to let everybody get their points off before I dive in. But in the meantime, y'all know what to do, man. Like the stream. Hold on, let me pay some bills right quick. Shout out to my dog Quest in the building. Boy, say check your facts, man. Women are overwhelmingly leaving marriages, which is true. I think they say this. What the stats say? Oh, women leave at what kind of clip?
Crazy.
80%.
Yeah,
80% of men.
80%.
Yeah,
What's up all by women?
I do have a question for Miss Taylor, though.
Well, hold on. Let me finish paying some bills, and then I'm gonna let y'all get to. We're gonna go right to you for your question.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to my dog Maurice in the building. He said, no, we don't have to do anything but let the environment do its job. Women choose this market. Balls and strikes. Jesus Christ. Shout out to Mike Dub in the building. Let me say the court system encourages child support, but not for the right reasons, because the state gets a percentage of the child support check and the amount varies on your zip code and judge. Very true. Facts as well. Shout out to Black Rampage in the building. Say it's always quote unquote more in enforcement. Never quote unquote I can't afford the kid, so take him. Give the kid to the father. You broke 304. Jesus Christ, these boys are aggressive in these comments. Real quick, we gonna everybody stop what y'all doing. Like the video if y'all haven't liked the video already. Kelly, we about to come right to you for that question that you have for B. Taylor. Go ahead.
So my question is, because I know that sometimes it's the reverse. Something is going on with the mom. Maybe she's on drugs or she's not living a lifestyle that's adequate for the children to live with her, and the father takes over. Do you feel like she should have to pay child support?
If she's on drugs, how is she going to pay child support? That's
what I'm saying.
If she's not capable of even taking care of herself, how is she going to pay child support? Just like there's so many men out there who's not capable of taking care of themselves and they don't pay child support. So if this person's on drugs and in the streets, how is she obligated to pay child? They can put her on child support, but what is that going to do? It's not going to do anything for the child. It's just to put her on there, and it's not going to do anything.
So my point being, because you said that the men were leaving and they were still living successful lifestyles, and the women were ending up on welfare. Mm-hmm. So my personal opinion, it's a personal choice. I know it is hard. I am a single mom, so I know it's hard out there. I've never been on child support, but when I had my son, I just made a note in my mind, like I can't depend on anyone else because this little person is depending on me. And I never requested it. I never looked for it. I just knew I just need to work hard and I need to take care of my child. So I never sought out for it.
Yeah, that's a trauma response that a lot of Black women actually have, and we make it hard for ourselves. That's why we end up being overweight, high blood pressure, diabetes, stressed out, because we're doing everything on our own to take care of this child. That's not right. Other races of women make their men and hold them accountable and put them on child support regardless. Like they're gonna hold them, but now we in our community, it seems like we coddle Black men and be like, well, like, you know what? I don't want to be part of the system. I don't want to put him in the system. I'm gonna just do it on my own and be this independent Black woman. And then, it is hard. I'm a mom, so I know how it is. I couldn't imagine not having any type of financial support. Like, I didn't make this child by myself. Therefore, yes, I'm stepping up and doing my part, but his dad also needs to do that too.
Right. My son's dad, he did, but I never put him on child support.
So I don't want to go into your business. Mm-hmm. So y'all had an arrangement, right?
We had a conversation, and yeah, he stepped up to the plate. After he was one, I never had to ask for anything.
So you guys have a good co-parenting relationship.
We do. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I
think that's just a man taking responsibility for his actions too, and that's a responsible man. That's how men shouldn't wait to be put into child support.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
you chose a great father for your son.
Thank you.
And see, this is the thing that's not spoken of enough. I know just, solid dudes, man. That's just like me, hypothetically speaking. Me and my wife get a divorce. We knock on wood. But I mean, I would have no issue at all paying nothing for my child. But at the same time, it's a situation like, am I scared that it'll be weaponized against me? Sure I am. Because again, how do you go from being that close to somebody, that intimate with somebody? Like we homies at the end of the day. Let's get to the root of how this relationship started. We homies. And then, it grows into something else. And then we have a kid and, we bond even closer. And then the relationship goes left and now we treating each other like worst enemies. Like how does it get to that point? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as adults, we should be able to sit down, have a conversation, come together, say, look, man, how much do you need? You know what I'm saying? Like what are the expenses? Like I know children are expensive. I like to speak about day for day dads. I was there every damn meeting. I was at every damn hospital appointment. I was there when my daughter was born. I changed diapers. You know what I'm saying? I read to her at night. I get her dressed in the morning. I'm there day for day. I know what it costs. I know what it takes. So I feel like as adults, we should be able to sit down and be like, look, all right, our relationship didn't work, but let's put that shit to the side because her, perspective on how we treat each other is important as well. And that's another thing I feel like a lot of us don't really pay that much attention to. We be so much at each other's throats. It's like, well, they young, they don't understand this, but they'll get it when they get older. But they visualizing all this shit. So when they go out in the world, that's what they're gonna emulate. But the point I'm making is I just don't feel like the court should be necessary to get involved if you tapped in with the right person. But a lot of times, women, a lot of women, and again, I don't want to put all of them in a box, but a lot of women will have a baby with a man for the wrong reasons, one, and for two, knowing this motherfucker was inconsistent before the baby got here. But somehow you thought the baby was gonna bring y'all closer, so now you don't have this baby anyway, despite the inconsistency. And then when he's inconsistent after the baby gets here, you're surprised. So I think selection has a lot to do with it. And that's not saying people don't change, because it is some niggas out here that's just trifling. Feel like, okay, relationship over with, I ain't got no more ties to none of this shit. You figured out. Those men do exist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for us to sit here, and act like that, they don't, that's just ridiculous. But
with men like that, like, is the $200 that you're going to get from them even worth dealing with that type of BS?
It's just trying to make him be accountable. I think that we're like, Trill, I understand what you said, and that's great. And then even with you, Kelly, with your situation, that's mature people. That's what mature people do. But let's be realistic here. When people break up, it gets messy. It gets petty. People don't want to talk to their ex. They're mad. One's throwing shade at the other one. Then you want to cut ties with your ex, and your ex is forever there because you guys have a kid. So there's going to be feelings involved, and men and women are acting out of emotion. So she's going to be petty. He's going to be petty. Nobody's being a leader, which I feel like personally, men claim to want to be leaders all the time. Well, be a leader for your kid. Yes, that woman is acting irrational and emotional, but you can't stoop down to her level because you are the man at the end of the day. And you have to think more logical. How is this going to affect my child in the long run?
Yeah, but just because you have a penis doesn't mean you're a leader.
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm hearing every day.
It's just like I said, man. Like this is ridiculous, bro. Like at the end of the day, right? No matter what y'all say, man, I understand what y'all saying. A woman would take the brunt of the work if she had a kid by somebody that she chose that was irresponsible. You're gonna take the brunt of the work. But again, I don't care what y'all say, bro. The fact of the matter is, y'all do have that. They do have that leg of the government to force something upon the man. That's not right. Like I said, you need to make the best choices from the beginning. How about you don't have a baby before marriage? Right? How about you try to make that marriage work out? Past something you don't like that's happening.
People get divorced.
Well, according to history, it started because of divorce. So, in order to understand your present, you must understand your history.
Yeah.
It started, child support started because people were getting divorced. Divorce doesn't guarantee that you're not going to get divorced at the end of the day. You can get divorced and then what? The kid what?
Again,
But I
you
think
can
that'd
be,
be more
you can be,
understandable though.
But
yeah.
I understand what Ricky's saying. Like, I'm looking at every lady on the panel. If a guy came up and he was scratching his head and he looked dirty and he looked broke and didn't have any, like, would you open your legs to this man?
I wouldn't even talk to the person. I wouldn't even talk to the person. But
Right.
So you wouldn't even choose him. You wouldn't let
most
him.
of the situations. A lot of women get into situations where the man is lying and they've been with that. Or let's be honest, people get in a situation, they're in a relationship, a long-term relationship, their plans to get married, they're ring shopping, and they're planning to get married, and then a baby come, you probably got pregnant on birth control. Like, that was my situation, like, you know, and that woman, my body, my choice. Like, if this is the man that I love and I'm planning a future with him and I trust that we've built so far and we're planning to do all these things together, and I get pregnant. And men do change during pregnancy. It is like known, like men do change. I don't know what that change is, but a lot of women on my channel have came to my channel and said, I don't know what happened. I was engaged. I was married. Soon as I got pregnant, it's like he just changed. We're not mind readers and we're not psychics. I know we're women and I know some men look at us like we're unicorns, but no, we're not psychic and we don't know the future. We don't have that power to just, oh, this man is a bum. Like, I doubt it's women I've come across, they're not going to look for bummy, scratchy, dirty men and be like, oh, lay with me. Let me have sex with you. Let me have your baby. No. I'm just saying.
But what y'all will do,
Yo, man,
is put qualities on a man that he doesn't necessarily have because you like him or because you have time invested and you want the relationship to work.
And bank on
that's what y'all do.
And
you know
bank on potential.
True, but we about to tap into that 1 second. Let me pay some more bills. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get the likes up. It's 350 people in here. It's 180 likes. Come on, everybody, stop what y'all doing. Like the vid while we pay these bills. Hold on 1 second. Shout out to Malik in the building. We appreciate you, G. Make sure that y'all tap in. Make sure that y'all liking the stream if you ain't liked it, sharing it, all of that good jazz. Quest again, he say. Quest again, he say men wouldn't be so pressed to pay child support if their baby mamas weren't using it as their main source of income. Some of them are literally sitting on their butt collecting a check. Jesus Christ. Don Illuminati in the building. Shout out to him. Say women leave at an 80% rate, meanwhile taking support money and buying hair.
That's a fact. I got a story for that, but I was gonna come on later and say that. But
here we go. Hey, Morgan Danae in the building. I like the energy, man. It's getting a bit triggering in here. The woman being married means the father can do less for his child. See, Morgan, you got to slow down because we about to go into that next. So Maurice, against child support is a declaration of war. Men are starting to understand this. Jesus Christ. Jesus Incorporated in the building. They say women have auto control in birth. They choose the men, decide who gets sex, multiple forms of birth control, plan B, abortion, etc. Men get one shot and no voice. Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is gonna bring me to my next question for y'all. In the case, let's say that, you know, we in a relationship, have a kid together, relationship ends. And, you know, you put the man on child support, the man's paying a certain amount of child support. And then she goes and get married. Do y'all feel like the agreed upon rate should change or anything should change in terms of the amount of child support that he's paying considering a newfound situation? And why? Brittany, I'm gonna come to you first.
Like she gets married to another man. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Okay. There's two Brittany's on here, so I don't know.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, you're Brittany too? I thought
yeah,
you
both of them.
Oh,
Oh, well,
I'll go by Taylor. That's fine.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
No. It's fine. You can go.
I mean, I don't think that that's necessary. Could it be an adjustment that's made? Sure, but I would not be an advocate for that in my situation, because at the end of the day, I'm still, whether there's a person in my house or not. As a matter of fact, maybe that's even also because at the end of the day, more people are involved in making sure that your child that lives with me is taken care of. So yes, even though that person has finances of their own, I don't feel like it changes my situation with the child's father.
Kelly, what you think? Does the circumstances change if this woman goes off, meets a man, and gets married,
I think
and her ex-man is still paying child support? Do you feel like
I
the
think
dynamics of that should change any?
I think it should, only because I have a friend in that situation. She's married to a man who has a child with another woman, and the other woman got married to another man, but now her husband still pays child support for the other son, but the other, I guess, father figure makes good money, and the wife makes good money, and they're taking care of the child, but he still sends money, and it affects my friend's household because he's got that money going out, so now he can't take care of his kids that he's actively living with. But I feel like if it's a stable 2-parent home, then I think that maybe the amount should shift at least, because the child's being taken care of, and that's the whole point. So
Saida,
I can just see it on both sides. So
Right.
Well, I think I will want to discuss that with my new partner, like, because at the end of the day, you got someone already, and you want to respect that person and how it feels. If someone is gonna be with you and accept you with a kid, it's kind of accepting a responsibility. I'm not saying it's his responsibility, but it's accepting you with it. You come with a package. I will talk to that person. If that person is okay with that, or if you don't mind, then I will go and try to adjust. But I wouldn't just make a decision on my own. Like, just, okay, this is how I feel it should go. No.
Taylor, what you think? See that adjustment we made on the fly? Taylor, what you think about this situation? Should the dynamics change considering the newfound situation?
No, because her new husband has nothing to do with, yes, he's stepping up as a stepfather, but the dad still has obligations to that child. They still have that child together. So that dynamic doesn't change, that they made a child together. Like, he's still obligated to pay for things. That's not fair to ask her new husband to take care of this man's child and the father doesn't do anything because he's in the home. Like, no, he's still obligated to take care of his child, just like she's still obligated to take care. He decided to leave that home and another man stepped in and he's fulfilling obligations, but that doesn't mean that, oh, you got to do, like, you could take care of my kid. No. So no, I don't think he should be let off the hook and not take care of his child. Now, if everybody's making great money and it's kind of like, well, mom doesn't need help with anything at all, and then yeah, maybe they can talk about that to get off child support and work something out, especially depending on the child's age.
Oh, should the dynamics change any?
Oh, you skip Ricky. So I was gonna say, I'm gonna say no. The obligation should not change, and I'm only saying that because that's that man's son, and he needs to take care of his responsibilities at the end of the day. But I think the main problem with it, the main problem with child support, if men knew where it was going, I don't think men would have a problem paying child support. Like if they knew it was going straight to daycare, if they knew it was going straight for clothes for the child, things like that, I think men would be more okay with that. So even if it were in that sense, like, yeah, they get married, but that's still my child, still my responsibility. So if I'm paying $500-600 a month, I know my child can get some clothes, some food, whatever. But that's not happening in a lot of cases. The women that's actually getting something, I'm not saying like $200, whatever, because I know several women. I've been in rooms with several women. This is a fact. They've been in the room and they would say, I can't wait till this child support hit so I can buy this hair, get these nails done, book this trip. I swear to God, it's been several women that said that. So because of that, like me outside looking in, I'm like, damn, is this what they're doing with the money? Because these were women who were more than capable to take care of their child. And I'll give you another example. One of my boys, him and his girl was together, they broke up. He was before the court stepped in, they was getting the kid every other weekend, sharing every other weekend. He getting clothes, buying daughter clothes. Whenever the child comes back to him, she not sending him no clothes. He got to buy clothes all the time. And he's sending her with clothes, sending her with diapers, things of that nature. So he ends up in a relationship. Sure enough, the woman's like, oh, well, I'm just letting you know, no hard feelings, but I'm putting you on child support. It's not for the child, it's for me. That's literally what she said. It's for me. I saw the text message. He tried to show the text to the judge, and the judge didn't care. She literally said the child support is for me. This man is repeatedly sending money for child support. I mean, we're just sending money. She needs $200. He's sending it. He's not even asking no questions. Why? Because he already know if they get into it, bump heads, something like that, get a girlfriend, she's gonna do exactly what she did. And he still took that L at the end of the day. So now, whenever she asking for more, he like, nah, whenever I get her, that's what I'm gonna give her more money if she needs something. I'm not sending her extra stuff whenever she's with you because I don't know what you're doing with it. So I just think if it was actually going towards somewhere and men knew it, it would be less of a headache and they wouldn't care as much. But because there are women who are out here just spending it wherever, giving it with the man, living with a man, giving the man the money, because we hear stories like that too, where this woman has a kid and got a bum sleeping with her, and she giving that man money, or he taking her car around with her stuff. Like, it happens all the time. So men take that type of stuff into accountability too, because if I'm not under this roof, I don't know what's going on. So,
Ricky, I see you making faces, big dog. I know. Go ahead, bro. What you think about the situation? Should the dynamics change considering the newfound situation?
I got a question for the ladies before I answer this question. Do you mind? Ladies, if you got a new man, is that new man required to contribute to your household? If y'all living together, y'all sleeping in the same bed, eating at the same table, is y'all with a man that's not taking care of y'all?
No.
That's my situation. My man takes care of us.
Life coach Brittany?
Yeah.
How about you, Kels?
We're talking about husband?
Boyfriend. I know you wouldn't move a guy in. I know that about you, right? But I'm saying if y'all was together in a steady, committed relationship, is he contributing to you?
If I'm married and he's living with me, yes.
Yep. How about you, Misha? What's happening with you?
If I'm living with a man, of course he's contributing to me, but nothing to do with my child.
Understood, but I just wanted you to answer the question.
Yeah, I mean, we're contributing to each other because I bring the table to the table, so he doesn't have to so he don't have to take care of me because I come with my own bag.
No doubt.
And in the state of Texas, seeing I am a certified paralegal, we wouldn't live together unless he had intentions of marrying me, because after a year, he could try to file for spousal support if I decided to end the relationship, because after a year, you can consider to be legally married and to the state of Texas. So no, you couldn't just live with me for a year and you had no intentions of marrying me.
Understood. How about you, Sada?
So could you elaborate a little bit on contributing? What do you mean by that?
Financially to your home. If you're cohabitating with a man, are you going to require him to, while being with you, to financially contribute to the home?
Okay, so I live with my dad, and in order for me to live with someone, he has to have a shelter for
Correct.
us.
Right. Okay.
So,
thank you.
But I do work as well, so
not the question. Okay. I'm not even talking about y'all money.
Yeah. Is the money? But I need to understand that is the money like used for the house or like for me, like
for the house, for the house, right? So with that being said, the home includes the children, does it not?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. So that would mean that your income or your intake of money increases. which means there's more money to the child. I mean, if you're being responsible and doing what you're supposed to do as a family.
I think given that situation, like you're talking about, if I were in a situation where my child's father spends physical time like with the child still enough and it's like damn near, equal while I'm married, then yes, like let's have that conversation because you're still doing your part and my situation has improved by adding another income. So depending on the situation, I would be willing to entertain that conversation because that feels fair.
Thank you, Brittany. So let me land this plane real quick, right? So exactly what you said, life coach Brittany, Kelly Couture, Misha, right? The thing is this, you should have had a baby by a man that was responsible enough for you to be able to sit down and have that conversation that is open to that, right? You forcing the government to do something you should have been able to choose a man that was responsible enough to do himself.
Well, I have a question because what about when you voluntarily use child support? I mean, there are a lot of people, like, for example, my daughter's dad and I, we came up with a parenting plan. We came up with an amount together and we took it to the court and said, this is what we want. It's easy because it comes out of his checks. It's no harm, no foul. He spends plenty of time with his kid and it's fine.
I think that's a responsible thing to do. If that, again, it's about you guys choosing how you want to go about this plan, not having to force a man on some shit, because if you gotta force a man, that means you fucked the wrong man. Y'all keep trying to put it on. Hold on, B. Taylor. I know you ready to go. Go on and hit the gas. You know what I'm saying? Put it in first and let off the clutch. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is this. Let me keep it real with y'all. Y'all say this y'allself, goddammit. All men want is pussy. We want to fuck. Look how fine y'all is. Look at Misha, man. Look at Misha. God damn. God damn it. Right? Look at Kels. God, look. Y'all know what we want. Y'all know what we want, then y'all damn us for doing it. Y'all need to start fucking the right guys.
I agree. I mean, it's you have the power to
hold up.
I did. I didn't work out.
You what? You did or you didn't, B. Taylor?
I did. Me and my son's father, my first son's father, we didn't work out. We did not work out because we just could not come together. We did not come together, and I can't explain that because we were younger when we were together, and there was just some issues. He wasn't a good partner, but he takes care of his kid, and he agreed to put himself on child support because we could not communicate when it came to things. And when the child support did come in, he gave me more money. Like, he's like, "Oh, you need more money for this? Okay, cool. They're not taking out enough here."
And that's what I'm saying.
He wants to take care of me. In a relationship, he took care of me and our child because he knew I was a good woman. We just weren't compatible.
Right. So again, let me land this plane, ladies, right? Listen, I paid child support. Ain't no man more special than me. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that even before she put me on child support, I was taking care of my child. She did that out of her own accord, and that's the whole problem with the child support system. Women feel they can use it as a fucking weapon against men. That's the fucking problem.
So right? Does that mean that you didn't choose the right woman? Because
hell yeah, I did. Hell yeah, I chose.
So then there has to be accountability on both sides. Because what I'm hearing from these women on this panel is that was a decision they made together to do the child support. I haven't heard one woman on this panel say, I had to do it because he wasn't stepping up to the plate. So for you and other men like you that I know, I'm not going to say their names, but I've seen it in my own family, is if she's using child support as a weapon, then maybe you didn't choose a good woman to have your child by. Because for me, from my example, I have a child with a man, and I let him know from the get-go, if I wasn't running to the chop shop, then I knew immediately whether you decided to stay or not, I can afford to do this on my own. Now, do I want to do this on my own? No, because we knew when we came together and slept together, this might happen. No, I don't want to, but I was more than ready to do it because at this day and age, I wouldn't do that again with someone because I would run to the chop shop. I would fly to Nevada or Cali or wherever they was giving it. Because since Texas wants to cut it off at 4 weeks, I would run there, okay? And I would take care of it myself because I wouldn't want to have that type of situation. I'm not going to force you to be a father. If I make the mistake of laying down with a man who wasn't a good co-parent, I'm only punishing the child trying to sit here to force you to do something that you have to feel obligated to do. And if I know if you're acting a fucking fool while I'm pregnant, well, I can only imagine what's going to happen when the baby comes. So as a woman, I have to be responsible to say one or two things are going to happen. I'm going to cause this child possibly a lifetime of pain by forcing this man to do something that he clearly does not want to do, or I'm going to be the best solo parent that I can be, but you'll never be able to replace a father's love. And hopefully meet a man and marry a man that will love my child and love my child as his own. You know, we all can't be Marjorie Harvey now, snagging another one after another one. But I'm just saying, I'm going to have to make that decision and then, you know, be happy that I found a partner who loved my child as their own. Or I'm going to the chop shop so that no child or myself has to sit here and take you to court to do that. I'm not taking any man to court. So I don't have my child's father in court because I got my own bag. Now, if you want to sit here and you know that's your responsibility, you want to have that relationship with your child, I welcome it. I keep the door open. You know, the way I feel about you personally has nothing to do with who you are as a father, because they can make that own mindset when they get older. I'm not going to use child support as a weapon because I shouldn't have to force you to do the thing that a father should want to do. Knowing that your child is your legacy and your seed. You know, so if you decide to have a bunch of kids out here in the world that you're not parenting or you're not providing for financially, that says a lot about you as a man outside of whatever the court is forcing you to do. Because the court should never have to step in and make you be a man, ever, or be a father. Agreed. But again, that goes back to understanding, was this person a good co-parent in the first place? And sometimes you don't find that out until after you're already pregnant or after the child is there, because y'all can have a great relationship up until the point where you're like, I don't want to be with you no more. And then he turns into a fucking psychopath and he's vindictive. And now he's calling you all types of names and he's stalking you at your house and, oh, you with that nigga? Oh, you a hoe. Oh, you a hoe. Like, I've seen it. I've experienced it. Okay? I know what that looks like. And believe me, a man can flip the script really quick, just the way a crazy baby mama can. Like, oh, you with that bitch? Nigga, fuck you. But again, those dynamics all depend on also to the type of relationship you have. Because if y'all are still fucking, yeah, feelings are going to be involved. And yeah, she might turn into a bitter bitch. It's more to those different stories and layers that you're speaking of. Because a real woman who knew what she was getting into and was ready to step up to be a parent, it's not about to force your hand. You're either here or you're not.
Real quick. I just want to welcome Misha to the stage. I didn't get to properly introduce her. If y'all are familiar with the platform, y'all know Battle of the Sexes, then y'all know who this amazing woman is. Give her a round of applause. Welcome to the stage.
She seems like the type of person that needs no introduction.
Yeah, Misha.
I'm pretty sure there's somebody right now on y'all's Twitter page who's ready to at me either a hate message or a happy message. I get both.
At all times, but you know we don't give two fucks about none of that up here. We gonna talk that shit regardless. But yeah, welcome Misha to the stage. Hold on, we gotta pay some bills right quick. Shout out to Vacation Run Club. Say it should be highlighted that women will argue for the dad to have less parenting time in order to keep the child support as high as possible. Damn. It's an interesting dynamic. Shout out to No Cupcake Zone. So it's a black women's default shame, blame, and explain when it comes to these topics. Jesus Christ. Okay. we didn't icebreak at this thing enough. I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip real quick. I'm hearing the lights down. Everybody that's in here, stop what y'all doing. Like the video if y'all hadn't liked it already. It's like 400 and something people in here, 200 and something likes. Those numbers don't sound right. It don't sound right to me. You know what I'm saying? So everybody stop what y'all doing. Get the likes up. Y'all know what time it is. While I cue this video up, I'm gonna play this video.
600 likes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
the
then
like button.
yeah, man, y'all already know what time it is. I'm gonna cue this video. Damn, if I can get my whatchamacallit to work right. All right. And then want to get y'all's take on hold on. I done brought somebody else coming up. My bad. Y'all gotta pardon me, man. It's a black production. Y'all know how this go. Let me pull up the tab. We're gonna go ahead and share it. Can everybody see it? Everybody put ones in the chat if y'all can see it. Put ones in the chat.
Hey, ladies.
Matter of fact, I want to know if y'all can hear it. If y'all can hear it, put ones in the chat. If y'all can hear it, put ones in the chat.
You chasing him?
I'm gonna start that thing over. Hold up. Okay, it's like Kenny. Shut up, Kenny. All right, so it sounds good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and play this thing. Everybody mute up, mute y'all mics up, play this thing, and then I want to get y'all response immediately after we get done.
Hey, ladies, do you want to know the real issue that men have with child support? You chasing him, begging him, and he's upset because he has to pay? The real issue is not the child supports per se. It's the idea that they have to keep paying money to a woman that they no longer are having sex with. Because men instinctively know that they have to pay for sex one way or another one. And for them to have to keep giving money to someone that they no longer have sexual access to burns them alive. That's why they're always talking about, she's gonna do this with the money, she's gonna do that with the money. They don't want to keep paying for pussy they ain't getting no more.
All right, real quick, I'm gonna play it one more time so everybody can ingest it. I want y'all to get y'all talking points together. And as soon as we get done with this, Life Coach Brittany, we're going right to you for your response to this
ladies,
video.
do you want to know the real issue that men have with child support? You chasing him, begging him, and he's upset because he has to pay? The real issue is not the child supports per se. It's the idea that they have to keep paying money to a woman that they no longer are having sex with. Because men instinctively know that they have to pay for sex one way or another one. And for them to have to keep giving money to someone that they no longer have sexual access to burns them alive. That's why they're always talking about, she's gonna do this with the money, she's gonna do that with the money. They don't want to keep paying for pussy they ain't getting no more.
Well, y'all heard the video. Thoughts, Life Coach Brittany. What is your immediate thoughts as to what this young lady had to say?
I mean, I can't speak for every man out there, but I've never heard of such logic before in terms of like that being the reason why men are not wanting to pay child support. If it's something that they felt, I've never heard that before, so I was actually really interested in hearing y'all's perspectives.
Oh, what was your thoughts on it when you immediately, as soon as you heard it? What was the first thing that came to mind?
Sounded dumb as hell. No, I mean I pretty much said the reasons before. I mean that's rare. It ain't got nothing to do with because he don't have sex with the woman no more. Again, like one, it depends on the man, because regardless, the right man is gonna pay child support regardless. He gonna do whatever it takes to make sure his child is good. He don't care about the woman. As long as his child is good. You got those men. But then it's the others, again, like I said, who there are women, not all, but a lot. They will spend that money. The ones that have good men with pretty good jobs. Okay, I'm talking again, the one that's getting like 700 every week, every other. I mean, like 700 every other week, something like that. I got a couple partners. It's coming out they check every other week. That's what they donating. You know what I'm saying? So it's those type of women. The first one, it may go to the child, may go to daycare, things like that. But that second one, she getting her hair done, she getting her nails done, she booking a flight somewhere. That's what she doing with the money.
So, Ms. B. Taylor, what was your immediate thoughts when you heard this video?
I think that is true for certain situations. I've definitely heard of it. with women that I personally know that they feel like they had to sleep with their baby's father for the father to even be active in the child's life. And they felt like, well, he's not really around if I'm not having sex with him. I'm not doing anything for him. He doesn't want to do for me. He gets mad. He gets petty. So therefore, he wants to hurt me. And how does he hurt me? By hurting the children. So I have heard of situations like that. Now, that's not an overall thing. But to OT, first of all, how y'all gonna say that Black men make about average 42,000 a year? So that means it's only 20% being taken out of that. Y'all acting like y'all making money where it's $2,000-$3,000 a month and women are going on trips. What can you do with $400 a month? Because a lot of Black men, I've seen this in the comments, and they're like, oh, I paid $400 for one kid and $300 for the what is that going to do? That don't even cover daycare. That don't even cover clothes, school activities, nothing. So what are y'all really thinking we're doing? Maybe actually some women do use that money because guess what? They had to wait at the end of the month to get the child support. So they're using their own money, all of the money, the extra room that they got to pay. While you staying in your 1-bedroom apartment, she got 2-bedroom. She got furniture. She paying an extra light bill because she got the baby Monday through Friday, and you get him 2 weekends out of the month. And she got him for the rest of the week. The gas that she putting in her car, taking the babies to school, to daycare, dentist appointments. Oh, and let's not forget, half of y'all men don't even have insurance. So the child is on mama's insurance, and she's paying the dental bill, and she's paying the hospital bill, and she's paying the doctor bill.
I don't have insurance.
Talk about where the money is going. My nails are done because I worked for it, honey. And if I need to take some of that money that I already spent of mine, it's called balancing. It's called balancing.
What you're saying is 1,000% facts. However, although that average is for the men, the women still average less, which means the man has more. In a lot of cases, men wouldn't mind having a kid, but guess what? You're the one that took them to court, and more times than not, you're going to win. You have over 90% rate, 98% rate damn near. So it's like you're going to win. So what do you expect a man to do?
Do y'all really stay up all night? Because the percentage of men that's fighting to take care of their kids, they only fight to take care of their kids so they can get off child support. Because if y'all are working all the time, who's taking care of the child?
So what are you doing?
Maternal instinct. Y'all don't even have health care or go to the doctor yourself. Y'all gonna make those doctor's appointment?
Yes.
Y'all taking a dentist appointment?
Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all going to school functions and missing out on work?
Yep.
Because women take low-end jobs. Single moms take low-end jobs so they can spend more time.
Because y'all don't qualify for any other jobs. That's why they take them jobs.
What? Boy, you ain't even got no kids. So what you talking about you taking off? You ain't taking off for nothing.
You out your mind. See, you talking like you know.
Until you have, I think that if you are a non-parent on this panel, do not speak.
I'm a parent now.
You have no idea what it takes to raise a child.
I'm a parent now.
So a puppy or a person?
A person.
I have one question. Like in the US, when you go to court, you immediately is this like a lawsuit or something? Because here we have like mediation, like a mediator first, and then you don't go exactly all the way the bad way, I will call it.
No, in the state of Texas, first of all, the state of Texas has a cap on child support based on income. And it also is based off of how many children that man already has that are getting a part of his income. So let's say he has 5 kids. You can only take 25% of his income. And then if your child is 1 out of 5, then it gets reduced to 20% of his income. And then you're basing that off of if he's getting paid under the table, like he can hide his income, or if he has a regular 9 to 5, and then they can count that income. But if he can show that he is providing support for another household or other children, you're only going to get a portion of that. And I'm sorry to tell you, in this great state of Texas, that averages, and because in the state of Texas, by law, and I am a certified paralegal, so I can talk on this, by law, because I started in family law, by law, he also, a percentage of that child support has to go to medical expenses off the top. And if that child has received any type of government assistance, he has to immediately pay the state of Texas back first. So she can't even touch that until they start getting their money. And if she waited years to put him on child support, Texas now has a cap to where they can do back child support, and it's only a year or two now. It used to be you could backdate it all the way to the child's birth. Now it's stopped. So it's only at average, she's averaging between $500 and $600. What's that? Because if your child is going to a preschool, how much preschool cost? I don't know about y'all preschool, but mine is $1,400 a month. So what is $600? What is it?
Nothing.
I mean, really, it's a
Example
drop in
that
the
I
bucket.
used was $700 every 2 weeks, which would be $1,400.
You
So
said,
again,
okay, so that was based off of your income and you not having any other children.
that's I was using one of my boys that I know, for example.
Okay, so yeah, so that was based off of his income and him not having any other children.
Mm-hmm.
If he had other children that he could show that he was providing for, and it would be based off of his income, it would be 20% of that.
I'll talk to him about that because he does actually have another family. So
and so this is what he can do, and this is my advice to fellas: if you're paying child support and you're not getting your full rights, every 3 years you could take that ass back to court. So anything that I caught her doing, I would document it to the T. And in family court in the state of Texas, you can now bring up a person's social media behavior. So screenshot, catch it, just note it. If y'all had arguments where she's talking crazy about you in front of the child, notate it, make sure you have witnesses, and then go to family court and bring that to them. And you can actually petition the court for custody. Especially if you have the child, especially if you have the child more than 4 days out of the week.
What about OnlyFans?
I know for a fact because my brother got full custody of his child, and he has a daughter, and has had full custody for the past 3-4 years.
Smart man.
So I think we have like a little bit of everything, right? Like every single scenario is totally different. So I have another scenario where, okay, so do you consider this person a deadbeat, as you call it? He owns a house, he has a car, he has a job, consider a good job, and I guess he looks okay. He's, I don't think that's a deadbeat. And just like Taylor said earlier, the person goes from being one person to another person after a certain time. So the person has the money, and you have an audio where he says, I have the money, but I don't want to give you the money.
Okay, so it depends on what's stated. It doesn't matter if he says he has the money, doesn't want to give her the money. I would hire an attorney and I would hire an accountant. I would hire an accountant that would, and most women don't have money for this because when you go to family court, they're just going to give you a general lawyer. Right. But if you could get your cho-chos together, I would hire an accountant to come through, and I would have the court pull his tax returns, pull his bank statements, and and pull his social to run any checking accounts that he has. And every checking account, he would have to submit those documents for a year back. So once those are submitted to court, it don't matter if he don't want to give it to you. The court is going to award you with it. Right. Here's another thing, ladies. So he was giving you money while you were still fucking him. Every payment that you can show that he was given to you, you can present that to the court and say, this is what he was giving me before we fell out. Guess what the judge is going to do? Looks like you could afford it then, you could afford it now. Have a great day.
And this is the issue with child support.
No, and this is the reason why I asked.
But this is if you're having but here's the thing. Why should she have to force you? I don't believe in child support. If you decide to stop
this
and
is
not
what
what
I'm
you're
saying.
supposed to do, but I'm saying it goes for both ways. Men can lose on child support too. But sir, if you were paying your child's money and she decided to stop sleeping with you, why can't you keep paying it?
No, that's not what I'm saying, sis. That's not what I'm saying. Like I said, y'all, look, I understand.
I have scenarios for men and women.
Understood. You understood. I'm not here to argue.
I just wanted to say that the scenario, because okay, so the person is not a deadbeat, okay? We agree that he has the money. The woman goes and says, okay, you know what? Half is your responsibility and half is mine. I put the expenses all together, with numbers and everything. I just want half. And the person said, oh, she doesn't pay for rent, okay? And they said, okay, we're gonna remove that, but the moment that she decides to leave, out of the family's house, then you have to pay for half of the rent. And at the moment, He agreed. This is a mediator, okay? But the document that he's signing, it's legal. He agreed that he could afford that half
Right.
that the person requested, but he never paid for it. 2 years later, he never paid for it. And then the fact that you have to not even threaten a person, but remind them, and the person never told you, no, you cannot see your kid. As a matter of fact, please have some time with your kid. And it's just like every time that the person is like, you know, kind of attempting to redo her life, it's like, oh, I can't believe that you're gonna do that. 9 years later, the person is still behaving the same way.
Right.
I mean, ladies, you gotta have accountability. You gotta have accountability. First of all, I don't need no man to pay my rent or half my rent. If I knew when I laid down with you I was getting ready to have a baby, I had 21 weeks. 21 weeks to make it to Chop Shop in New York or anywhere. This is just a scenario. I had 21 weeks. If I realized that I couldn't afford that baby, okay? If I realized, and we can say religious reasons, we can say, oh my God, I can't believe Nisha said that. I mean, so you're going to put a child in a struggle situation and keep chasing a man down and taking him back and forth to court and watch your child feel rejected, because you can say a child is not going to know because I'm just going to love them so tight that they're never going to know. They're going to know. Eventually, they're going to want to know, why does my daddy got a family over there that he do for, but he don't do shit for me? It's going to affect that child to their core, and it's something that they may take into adulthood. I know because I can speak for it personally, the stuff that I've had to unpack in therapy. So you can say whatever you want, but why would you do that to a child? If you knew you couldn't afford a 2-bedroom apartment when you got pregnant, you had no business then following through. Or you need to get on your grind and hustle like you ain't never hustled before to make sure your child don't go without. Or rock a 1-bedroom apartment, sis, until you can afford to get a 2-bedroom apartment. There's levels to this shit, especially when you have a seed. You gonna make them sacrifices. Maybe you don't need to get your nails done. Maybe instead of wearing weave, you need to wear your real hair out. It's some things that I made sacrifices for. That $1,400 a daycare, I'd be like, man, damn, I could have took it to the hood, but this is one of the best preschools. So guess what? Little mama ain't going to Greece this year.
So again, if y'all like, this is what I'm saying. Like, y'all want to force responsibility on a man who didn't want that responsibility in the first place. When it really comes down to when a rubber hit the road, if y'all keep that child, y'all responsible. Be careful who y'all fucking. Be careful who y'all box.
Be careful who you fucking, because she might take you to the child support.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying on both sides. I say accountable on both sides. That's what I'm saying. Be careful who you fucking.
Mm-hmm. I just don't get how men get mad when they're planting their seeds in a garden and the garden does what it's supposed to do and grow something. You can't be like, well, fuck that garden. I can't believe that garden. Whatever. I'm mad at it. Like, no, like
Nobody said you
just like women have a choice. You have a choice.
Men have a choice too. And here's my thing.
Wait, hold on. Oh, wait. Hold on, because I know where this is about to go. Hold on. Let's pay some bills first. And for one, and then for two, I don't appreciate how y'all income shaming my niggas paying $47 a month in child support. I don't like how y'all income shaming.
$47.
What I'm saying is this. We gonna pay these bills, and we're gonna get right back to that point, B. Taylor May, because I feel like that was very, very prevalent.
That's why the dick's so good.
$47. You know what I mean? Everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
$47?
You know, respect my dog. $47. What I'm saying is this: everybody in the chat, shout out to everybody in the chat moving crazy. Everybody stop what y'all doing. Like the vid. It's like almost 500 people in this motherfucker. So y'all make sure y'all like it. It's great conversations going on this panel. You know what I'm saying? And I had a feeling it was going to be this way, but same time respectful. Everybody's allowing each other to talk, and regardless how much we disagree, you know, it's very, very informative. So on a note, hold on, we're gonna shout some people out. Shout out to Maurice. He say it's tricking. Shout out to No Cupcake Zone. Say masterclass is sign language and they off. Shout out to Bro Man in the building. I was just chilling in the cut and thought I'd do a drive by to support the crew. Appreciate you, gang. Miss Parker is in the building. Shout out to Miss Parker. So there's definitely bartering going on. Some men ask for quote unquote payment for supporting their children, and some women seek affection for visits. Jesus
That's
Christ.
true. That's
That's a
absolutely
fact.
true.
Marie say y'all having babies with dudes making under the under the table under the table money with 5 kids. Vacation Run Club says, how about letting the dad get 50-50 parenting time for his child, like he probably asked for, regardless of his reasoning?
I agree.
Mike WB say that's Texas. Some states are savage out here when it comes to child support, i.e. Atlanta.
Especially.
Speaking from experience. Darnell in the building. That's Patreon right there. Shout out to bro. We got to bring bro up in a minute. I'm a single father. Yes, I make the appointments. Yes, I arrange my schedule to get her where she needs to be. Yes, I have work if I need to in case of emergencies. Yes, I only accept jobs that secures my hometown.
And that's what we can do.
Let's get at another round of applause because again, man, when we get to speaking on good dads, you know, that day for day dads, that's just something that just resounds different with me. Day for day dads. Shout out to him. What else we got in the building? Charles Sanders in the building. All right, he say, here's a nugget. Fellas, admit you was wrong, even though it might not be true. Stroke her ego outside of court and come to an agreement. Don't be seen with any other chicks until y'all go to court and finalize the agreement. That's a damn shame that we got to go through those type of movies.
Live like that.
We shouldn't have to do all that.
Jesus Christ, man. That's a damn
Just for it
shame.
to be fair, we shouldn't do all that.
Ms. Parker back again. Men bring forth life. Women carry life. Protect your seed. Life starts with the man. All right, so real quick before we get back into B. Taylor's polarizing point that she made. Everybody stop what y'all doing. Get the likes up, man. It's almost 500 people in here. We should have 600 likes. You already know how we give it up. But B. Taylor, you were saying, do you want to reiterate that one more time?
I mean, Miss Parker basically said what I was gonna say. It's like the man, we can't make a baby without the seed. So you need to, I feel like there's not enough pressure on men to protect themselves. Like they don't wear condoms and they'll be like, well, the woman said she was on birth control. But what about you? It's your responsibility to protect your seed. If you know that you didn't want to get that woman pregnant, that it's just something you want to do and you have fun with, you don't have no plans to have no future with this woman. Why are you coming inside of her? Why are you coming inside of her? That needs to be, that's where it starts. There will be no babies if men started protecting their seeds. And if they feel so strongly about it, why not just do the little snippy snip and then get it reversed whenever you're ready to have kids? That's one solution.
But see, okay, let me jump in because this is the only part that I feel like a lot of women kind of look past. What I mean by that is with great responsibility comes blame. And the fact is that in terms of decision making after the sex is done, because let's just be honest, we both agreed to the sex. We did. But after the pregnancy, doesn't much matter what the man agrees to. He has zero say in this thing, right? So again, if you are a woman, going back to what Ricky's been saying all night, and you know that this nigga is inconsistent, I keep hearing women say like, okay, you know, he changed during the pregnancy. He did this, he did that. A lot of times, like, let's be honest, like, did he change or did you finally see the motherfucker for who he really was? I feel like those are two totally different things. Like I said early on, women look at their man with rose-colored glasses, even though a lot of times he been inconsistent as hell. But when y'all around each other, you feel special. He make you feel, you know what I'm saying? Sex is good. He coming through there, dropping off 2-3 rounds, whatever the case may be, and you just in your bag, you in your feelings, you all, you know, whatever. And overlooking the fact that he inconsistent. And then when the baby or the pregnancy happens and he gets to moving inconsistent, now those rose-colored glasses go away. And you start seeing him for the inconsistent motherfucker he was from the door. So I feel like women got to take responsibility for that. We can't sit here and say, oh, it's all, or majority of it is on the man, because majority of it is not. Now, if we had the same type of decision making after the pregnancy happened, then you would have a point. But we don't. Fact is that if you want to have that baby and we don't, you're going to have that baby. But let's flip that in reverse. You get pregnant. I say, I want the baby. You say you don't. My say don't matter. And we got to acknowledge that due to that fact, the majority of that blame is on the woman.
But before it even gets to that point, if you know that as a man, that if she gets pregnant, it's her decision to keep it, then what are you doing to prevent that?
Absolutely. And I also think that if it happens one time, okay. But for the men who are out here having multiple children and you're crying, woe is me, how does that keep happening to you, sir? Like, explain that.
But you can blame the
Why are
women
you
too.
shooting up every
Women that
woman's
have
club?
5 kids.
Explain this. I couldn't fuck a woman if it wasn't no woman to fuck.
That doesn't make any sense. You have to, just like every woman in here is taking accountability.
They're not.
I'm gonna need you to have some type of accountability. You can't
That's
just
a lie.
be out here.
That's a lie.
You
That's
can't
a
just sit
lie.
here and say the bros.
I call a
Because
lie.
a lot
I
of
call a
times
lie.
too, there are some men who hide the fact that they have multiple children.
I didn't add that. That wasn't the point. That's moving the goalposts. The point is that women control access to sex, and when it really comes down to it, the truth of the matter is if you want to have that baby, no matter what I say, not saying I would say it, I'm saying if the situation arose, you have God like say it's gonna come down to what you want it to be.
So, do you really think it's appropriate for a man? So let's say a woman is dating a man. She doesn't know about any of his other children. Has no idea. Okay.
That don't have nothing to do with it.
Okay, listen to the amount. I'm asking you a question, okay? He knowingly knows he has multiple children. He knows this. And he knows that she probably wouldn't date him if she knew she had multiple children and wouldn't even consider him to be someone that she would have a child with or keep a child. So let's say they've been enjoying each other's company. Everything is fine. It's rose-colored glasses, okay? And then she gets pregnant. Okay, well, I know financially I can afford my child. And I'm going to keep my baby. Okay, so she makes that decision as a woman, like you said, she has God-like power. She can keep the baby. Why would he even shoot her club up knowing that he has multiple seeds that he ain't taking care of anyway, or he's not consistent with? There has to be accountability on both parts. Now, if I got bamboozled, or if I knowingly went into a relationship with a man, having sex with him, and knowing that he had multiple children, that's on me. I'm a dumbass. Okay, I'm a dumbass. And I got to deal with my responses. I got to deal with the consequences of that repercussions, no matter whether he decides to stay or leave, because it's mama's baby, daddy's maybe, hands down. But what makes it appropriate for a man to continue to lead a string of single women households? It's not acceptable on both ends for either party.
I'm not saying that. Again, that's a goalpost move. I understand that's an action of either somebody taking it personal or you reacting out of fear off a situation you had. But the truth of the matter is most situations ain't like that. Most women know what men they dealing with. What y'all say? Y'all know if y'all gonna let a man fuck in the first 5 minutes y'all meet him, right?
You know if you would have sex with him, yes. What does that have to do with about a man having multiple kids with different women?
That's not my point, Misha. My point is when it comes down to the sexual act, you guys control access.
So, and you control your part of being responsible, saying, I don't want to be a father. Let me strap up.
And you control.
What about the women?
So you're not having accountability. I'm not hearing any accountability. I'm hearing whether I nutted you or not.
Listen. This is what I'm saying. Let me finish my point, please. This is what I'm saying. In that case, so again, if we gonna keep it 100 and a 1,000, I keep making a point, when it comes down to you having a say of what goes on with that child in your body, you are the ultimate decision maker. I have no input. I could talk all I want about what it should and could and would be, but at the end of the day, you make that decision. Now, let's say, not saying it is, but since we playing scenario in the what if game, let's say, what if I didn't want that child and you still had that baby? At that point, I have no choice, right? I have no choice whatsoever. But at that point, it ain't about me taking accountability. What happens is in most cases, especially if they not like Amisha, who got her money right, who up and take care of their kid, they some chick that know that they sleeping with this dude, knowing they can't have no baby. So I don't have no options to force you to keep my child, but y'all have an option or to make you kill that, to get rid of that child. But you have the option to force me into a commitment that I didn't want in the first place. That's the problem with child support.
All right, real quick, Kelly, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to say is Misha? To your point, there are a lot of women who do the same thing. So Like I have one child. I think you said you have one. I'm not sure. But you wouldn't go through that same scenario again. So you take accountability for you what you did the first time, and you can make an intelligent decision on the second time around. So I think women can do that too. Just like you're saying, men should be accountable, because I went through the situation once. Now I know, okay, I don't want to go through this again. There is nothing a man can say to me to make me open my legs. There's nothing a man could say to let me put his penis inside of me raw and let him come inside me. There's nothing he can say. It's all going to be action. It's what are you saying? What are you doing? Are you marrying me? Are you putting a ring on me? Are we walking down the aisle? Like all these things, I need to see these actions in place before I let you do any of that. So women aren't being accountable and letting a guy just come inside of them. They shouldn't be allowing that. I don't give a damn who he is, what he looks like. If his actions aren't aligning with what he's saying, F him. Sorry, I don't cuss like that, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand what Ricky's saying, because you have to allow him to get to that point to even make a baby with you. And there's no guy in the world, unless he is marrying me, that I'm going to let come inside of my body. It's just not going to happen.
Let me just say this for those warning that the condom can break, and plan B, everybody shout out plan B. If
the worst case scenarios.
Hold on. If you're ovulating as a woman, plan B don't work. Just saying.
Yes. Situations like that, we completely understand. However, at the end of the day, what's black and white is what we're trying to push is that women control the access to sex, period. I cannot have sex with you without you saying yes or allowing me to enter into you. You have to hold that child and let that grow and everything inside of you for 9-10 months. Statistically showing, you got your notes, B. Taylor? You got your notes? Statistics show that almost 30% of men are virgins until they're 30, compared to 5% for women. Which means a lot of women out here are having sex with the same men. And there are a lot of men out here who aren't getting any type of action. So just plain and simple, women, y'all, I mean, the only reason why I'm putting it mostly on y'all, and like by most, I'm just saying 1%. It could be 49, 51. It's still majority. And just based off the fact that y'all have to hold that child inside of y'all, like y'all could lose y'all life. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have health complications that can come with that. So knowing that you can have health complications carrying a child, to me, I would be a little more smarter about who I chose to, let inside of me if I was a woman. So that's how I look at it from my side. And
I want to call Cap on something Misa said earlier in terms of not knowing a nigga got multiple baby mamas. We not gonna let y'all slide with that. We not gonna let y'all slide with that. Real quick, before I get started, everybody in the chat, make sure y'all get the likes up, man. Y'all know what time it is. But what I'm saying is this: women are FBI detectives in terms of everything that they want to be FBI detectives of. That same woman that you say, oh, she didn't know how many baby mamas he had, but she a damn sure know when he cheating, or if she don't know, she'll do her due diligence to find out. Right? She'll go hit the nigga, best friend up. She going to do research. She going to hit his brother up, his mama, his ex-girl, see if they still talking. Women have many ways of finding out information that they want to find out. This is the key. Want to find out.
I'm telling you from personal experience.
If you make a man wait, you'll learn a lot more about him.
You talking about if I make him wait before we have sex?
Yeah.
First of all, I don't have sex with anybody fresh off the gate. So that's number one. Number two, especially if they're not, and let's say this is the person who is the only child. Okay, so you don't have any brothers, sisters to peel through. And I'm not going to go into scenarios because it'll be too closely to tie things. But
it's a safe space. It's a safe space.
I feel like you want to tell the story.
I'll mess with you. Go ahead.
But I'm going to tell you, like, I've heard from a friend that there could be experiences where you don't know. I mean, you think you know someone, just like you don't know if that nigga crazy. Like, oh, he could be crazy, and then you decide to leave, and he turned into a fucking psychopath, and he's stalking you outside your house, and he's driving by your house. That's happened to me, sweetie. I didn't know he was that crazy. Shit, I thought it was like, I'm crazy about you, not crazy I'll kill you, O.J. Simpson. You know? So
I asked how long did it take you to see that side of this person? Like
it sometimes a person can hide who they truly are for a long time. There are things that I didn't discover, or I heard someone didn't discover about a gentleman until months later. And you're like, wait a second, flag on the play. But again, that comes into accountability. You got to toss that up. Now, for women who are having multiple babies by multiple men, sis, that's on you. Come on now.
Yeah.
But that's why I call cap on the whole choose your baby mama, choose your baby daddy thing, though, because like I said, I don't care how long you've been knowing this person, how much you think you know about them. You don't truly know them until you going through a custody battle or child support battle or divorce.
Or money's involved, for sure.
Or you piss them off. Like the way they are when they fucking with you,
it's completely different.
Completely different from when they not fucking with you. No.
Absolutely.
Very true. Very
Absolutely.
true.
You can choose all you want
from the side of men. You didn't know that she was a spiteful bitch until you got put in a position to where you was like, you know, I'm out. You're not really my cup of tea. I'm gonna go move over here. And she sees you moving on, and it's like, oh no, nigga, I'm gonna stick it to you. And I've seen that with homeboys and even family members, like they was moving on with their life, and they weren't sleeping with her at all. They was nothing. They was completely cut off, and they were doing what they were supposed to do as a father. And it was like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna put you on child support. I'm gonna come harass you. I'm gonna beat the girl up. Like, yeah, you didn't know. You're like, man, I didn't know this chick was that crazy. I thought she was crazy about me. So I can see it from both sides. Absolutely. Until you put in that position when it's about money or being vindictive, you have no idea what somebody's capable of.
But see, I want to agree with y'all, but I gotta call cap again. The reason I do is because people have tendencies. And again, you're right. It is hard to see how a motherfucker is when you're not really looking. That's what I'm saying in terms of vetting. When you meeting somebody, y'all talking initially, and you like this person, you're not looking as hard for deficiencies as you should be. You're more so looking for benefits and shit that's gonna make the relationship work because you like them and you don't want to get rid of them. It's not like a thorough, detailed rundown. Okay, let me find out everything that's wrong with this motherfucker. Like that's not what you look for. So in the process of that, you get the overlooking shit, and that's what I'm talking about in terms of women's investigation skills.
Trill, this
Women
is the first
have women have extensive investigation skills when they want to. When they feel like they man is cheating, they go above and beyond to find out. But in the vetting stage, they don't. And that's where they run into the issue at. Because if y'all was vetting men the way that y'all should be, and vice versa. Because D got up here speaking about women.
Well, the thing about men is that I think for men, we walking in it, probably looking at it from a short term perspective. Like we don't plan on sticking around.
Right.
Then she gets this. So it's like
that's real. But the thing is, even then, like we know that whole crazy. We do. We know that she's showing certain flashes. It's just like, wait a minute, this shit is a little off. But she fine as hell, sex good. She know how she deep throat with no gag reflex, all of that good shit. So we get to talking ourselves into, okay, wait a minute. Maybe she ain't that bad. Maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
This is the first
And then next thing you know, she outside keying your car. It was signs there, but you look past it because of other reasons, the benefits that you liked about the motherfucker.
This is the first time I'm gonna disagree with you, I think.
Okay.
Because when you really like, they always say there's a thin line between love and hate, and like hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Like she can really love you and rock with you and be there for you and support you, but as soon as you're like, yeah, I don't want to be here anymore, she just might like go a little berserk, you know. And you never really know how a person truly is until you guys break up. Like sometimes you can dap it up like, yeah, it didn't work out. Yeah, all right, we'll go our separate ways. But if the person really still wants to be with you and you don't want to be there, sometimes they're a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And
absolutely.
Like didn't
and
see
also
that coming.
too,
and it's the guys too, not just women.
That's not just women. That's men too, and I agree with you on that.
Let's stay on the women. Let's stay on the women. Let's stay on the women. Go ahead.
Like that.
Let's do both. We're gonna be fair because also you've never gone through a divorce. Until you've gone through a divorce and you're talking about splitting income and splitting assets, shit get real ugly.
It's gonna get ugly.
Turn into Satan.
If you told your wife, I met an Instagram chick and I want to be with her, you think she would be the same cool homie if she still be with you?
No, and that's the thing. I know that about her already because I've investigated and I've vetted her properly. I know that all her screws are not there. I love my wife to death. I love her, but all her screws are not there. So if that situation happens, I won't be surprised. And even before her, every woman that I've ever dated, I can call the crazy out immediately. Ask him. He was dating a chick. I called the crazy out immediately. And what happened? She was crazy as
crazy. Yes, we know.
Exactly.
It's real.
Exactly.
It's real.
I don't know.
So again, shit that you overlook because of things that was benefiting in the relationship.
Okay, you might overlook it, but you might be shocked just how bad it gets.
That's true.
Yes, very true. Very true.
I give you that. I give you that.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, damn, I didn't think he was gonna kill my dog. Why you do that? I love him.
I love him. I love Ray.
Can
I ask what happened?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not what happened. No, that's not what happened.
Oh. Dog didn't do anything. Leave the dog alone.
Yo, I mean, we just saw it in the news. A dude killed a woman's daughter because she left him in Houston.
Mm.
We just saw that. That was just in the news. He killed her daughter because she said she didn't want to be with him. So you might know he crazy, but I'm pretty sure she didn't expect him to be that fucking crazy.
But see, my thing is this, is that if it's any inclination of that, I'm out. It ain't nothing, you know what I mean? And that's the problem. A motherfucker be staying in it, feeling like, okay, let me see if it's a crazy that I could kind of deal with. Mm-hmm. No, if I see crazy, I'm out.
What are you talking about? You just said your wife was missing screws.
I know, but I'm already long gone. I'm trying to give advice to tell niggas don't do what I do. Do what I say. I'm trying to give you the right advice. God damn it, I'm already a lost cause. It's over with for me. I'm trying to save niggas, man.
I personally know a woman who left her husband, and the weekend she went to go get married to another man. Her husband, they had 2 kids together. Her husband killed their daughter and their son, set the house on fire.
God damn.
And killed himself too in the house. He just killed everybody. I personally know her. I saw the shrine of her kids and everything.
And again, she had no idea that he was that crazy. She had no idea that he would take it that far. So you can't anticipate someone going off the deep end of the rails. And mental health is very serious. So when someone feels desperate enough to feel like they don't have nothing left or they're that vindictive, you have no idea what they're capable of.
Yeah, I lost 4 homegirls to the same shit. 4.
So with that being said,
I didn't know what you were gonna say, Ricky.
See, that's what I'm saying. Look, hold up. I need y'all to listen, man. Right? It's just funny how we get all these stories and example of extremes, right? But y'all don't move like that when dating a new person.
So you're saying that I'm saying,
what I'm saying is this: if this is y'all baseline, these extreme ass situations of people getting burnt up and shot and ran over by Chevy Chevette and shit, right? Y'all should be really selective about the people y'all allow in y'all lives and in y'all boxing around you.
Absolutely. I think, but here's the thing too. You're talking about over a lifetime of dating. And we can honestly say that who we were at a certain point of our life, and as we grew and matured in life, as we grew as women, as we grew as mothers, I would not make the same decisions and the mistakes that I made previously. Because one, I have a person who I'm responsible for their life. And as a woman with a daughter, I'm sorry, I just can't date anybody. I can't let first of all, the first example of how my daughter should see herself, carry herself as a woman when she's with me one-on-one is how I carry myself in front of her. So I just can't have every nigga I talk to or entertain around her. So first of all, until we dated for 2 years, my nigga, you're not meeting my kid. I've said that on a multiple cruise seasons shows. So you can go check. There are plenty of I haven't really dated like that, but now moving forward, you can't meet my child because I need to vet you. I need to know, are you attracted to little girls? You know, do you have underlying mental health issues that I need to know about? And I've seen this within my own family where that a child has been molested because they didn't know or they didn't vet it out or just not going into all the details. Like, so I just think that we make different decisions when you're a mother and as you grow as a woman to not make the same mistakes, hopefully, that you made previously in your early part of life. And it's just a part of growing pains. You live and you learn, and hopefully you make better decisions in your dating life as men and women.
Also, we're trying to hold certain people. Yes, everyone should take accountability. I definitely agree with that. But just like Nisha was saying, it's like if you grew up in an environment in a single mother household, man or woman, and all you seen was just toxic relationships around your auntie's in a toxic relationship, her husband ain't nothing, everybody got baby daddies, and you start to think this is normal. You don't know better until you see the light. So we're putting all these expectations on people and we don't know their background and where they come from. So we're expecting people to have this knowledge when they grew up in a home full of dysfunction. So we do have to have some type of grace and why certain people get into those situations.
I'm going to piggyback on what you said with that. Because for me, and my father had 3 kids in 1 year, but we were all together. And we thought that shit was normal because that's all we had seen. You know, and I can recall a moment where he brought his wife, his current wife, to his ex-mother-in-law's house, and his mistress was outside ramming his goddamn car, talking about, "Come talk to me, Jerry." You know, like, and we're laughing in the window as kids, and we recount that in therapy. I remember me and my brother recounted that. We were like, that shit was toxic. That was not normal behavior. We shouldn't even see that.
You realize that,
it wasn't until we were adults,
exactly,
and we had our own toxic relationships that we realized, bro, I don't think we should have seen that growing up at all. So you don't know what people have been exposed to, and also too, we got to give our parents grace because we don't know what they were taught. They really were just doing the best that they had with what they were given. And so we really have to unpack that as responsible adults as we go into our dating lives, and so that we can stop generational curses and say, I don't want my child to expose to the stuff that I've seen, so I'm not going to be dating her. She's not going to see me with a bunch of different men, okay? She's only going to see me with her father, and then if I decide to get married and take a serious relationship, then I will vet that man and have a conversation with her father, with that person, and then if we agree that we can move forward and learn to do some type of co-parenting, coexistence. Because if you can't get along with my child's father, and this is the man who gave her life, then I don't know if you can stay. It's got to be some type of cohesive. That's just my mindset, because even though my father did some crazy shit, all of his children's mothers found a way to just cohesively blend.
Let me add this in, because I was going to go into my generational curse of my family. My mom, we have to be real careful when we tell women, just leave. Because my mom was 15 when she met a man, and he got her when she was young. He was an older man, and he got her when she was young.
And some of them do that.
And she ran away from home, and he had her under her wing, and it's not until she had us. I'm not going to get into details, but he's not my dad. But anyway, we're not going to get into details. But when I was young, and I didn't understand that I'm like, why would she make a decision like that? Why would she be with a man that was so abusive? And my mom did leave, and this man stalked her down, told her he was going to kill her, and he eventually did. So now you got 2 little girls that had to grow up without a mother. And my mom was raised by my grandmother, who was dysfunctional. So now we're being raised by that. Like, although I was raised in a 2-parent household with my grandparents, it was dysfunctional. So I'm growing up, I don't know no better. I'm like, oh yeah, this is how a relationship's supposed to be. I'm controversial, I'm combative, I'm everything, because I don't know no better. It's not until I'm like, wait, hold on, my son changed my life. And sometimes it does take having a child to change your ways.
Absolutely.
I was out of there without my kid. I'm not the great woman that I would be without my first son. I would not be where I'm at today without the motivation from my kid. So sometimes God is going to direct you in that direction to have a kid. Like a lot of men, I think we have normalized abortion too much because y'all don't know what it takes when a woman shop. It's a lot. It's a lot that is traumatizing. There's some women who are become infertile. Okay. I personally know women who went and got an abortion and they couldn't have kids anymore. I know women to this day who are struggling with infertility issues. Nobody want to address that. So men, y'all don't understand what it takes to be a woman. Yes, we're sacrificing ourselves for a child, but at the end of the day, we got something to love and hold. But when we go to the chop shop, we don't know what to expect. We're mentally fucked up about it and physically fucked up about it. And we don't know if we're ever going to have that child again. So y'all just normalizing abortion. It should be a big decision. It's not something, well, you should just go and take the pill. Y'all don't know what it takes. Y'all don't even know what that looks like. That process looks like. So we got to just stop normalizing certain things when we don't know. Like I hate when men try to tell women what to do and you never walked in a woman's shoes. It's not easy to leave an abusive relationship because you're scared the man's going to kill you.
Okay, real quick. Let me reel this in. Ricky, I'm gonna come to you right after I pay these bills. Let me come to you. Hold tight. So Ms. Parker says you shouldn't be having sex if you're not ready for children and marriage. Sex consummates marriage, and sex was designed for procreation. That's a fact. Marie says, wise women choosing dudes with multiple kids. Stop the cap. Y'all know these dudes have kids. Straw man arguments. No cupcake zone. 20% of men are having most of the kids. Accountability.
Where do you get that number from?
They just be making up numbers.
I know.
Mike Dub says the sad reality is when it comes to pregnancy, people have this mindset of it won't happen to me. That's a fact. Causes people to be a bit reckless. Shout out to Mo Lifts in the building. He says, can we agree that most of the population is shallow as fuck? Because of that, both men and women deal with folks that don't align with the standards that we say are important to us. That's a fact as well. Lawrence is Out Loud TV in the building.
I agree with Lawrence.
Says if they haven't showed their true colors, look at their closest friends. Tell you everything that you need to know. That's a fact as well. And Old Cupcake said 0304s have completely ruined y'all. Sad.
Oh,
No. I think he was referencing that story B. Taylor told about like grandparents or like older women just in general, like poison of mind. Tattoo LV, we appreciate you. Can Laura wipe off the makeup?
Okay, so Tattoo LV. The front part of this baby boy is my hair. It's my real hair. I just have fill-in clip-ins. So suck my dick.
See, y'all know who y'all playing with, boy.
Swallowed you.
Why?
Y'all know who y'all playing with, boy. Me some something else. Y'all been relaxing.
He should have swallowed you.
She gonna fire y'all ass up. Y'all better relax.
Let me remind you. I also coined the word chop shop.
That's a fact. That's a fact on battle.
Yeah, like you're not gonna come for me, sweetheart. I have multiple degrees, so you can say whatever the fuck you want. Yes, I have master degrees. Yes, I have a nursing degree. Yes, I own my own practice. So you can call me whatever you want. Your mother should have swallowed you. Fuck you in your life and you stand for it. And have a great and blessed evening.
Jesus Christ. Hey, shout out to Rilla in the building.
Okay, oh yeah, I can't reach it. I'm 4'11 and a half. I can't reach it, and my maintenance man is supposed to come this week. I'm sorry. I can't reach it. I have a 3-story townhome. It's one of my multiple properties that I didn't fuck for. And if you would like to stay at one of my Airbnbs, please log on to ArthurElite.com. But yeah, I can't reach it. But if you would like to be a whole ass nigga to come do it for me, let me know. I'll pay you.
I told y'all, don't get us started. But okay, man. I think Ricky has something to say. Then after Ricky, I got a last and final question for y'all. And then we're gonna maybe bring up 1 or 2 people today. It's already late. I told y'all last week was 4 hours. We are not doing 4 hours tonight. 2 hours and 20 minutes tops.
Ain't able.
But Ricky, go ahead, bro.
like, again, if y'all moving and thinking and evaluating everything in such extremes, why don't y'all move this way? And I understand, it ain't never you, right? It's never y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's never you. You got your shit together, everything, boss bitch, da. It ain't never you fucking up the moves and, making shit that gonna make your life hard down the line, because at the end of the day, no matter what nobody say, if you fuck with a fuck nigga or if I fuck with a stupid bitch, I'm gonna be the one held responsible, right?
It absolutely comes on you, because you have to take accountability at the end of the day. Because again, you're bringing another life into the world. I do not hold any other man responsible for my piss poor ass decisions. And that's one thing I can say about my brothers. They hold a mirror to my motherfucking ass. They will light my ass up. And I just, but you're not privy to those conversations. We have real life conversations like, no, bro, you was fucking stupid. You got too much on the line on the table to make those type of fucking dumbass decisions. Like, my brothers hold me accountable. Right. And I hold myself accountable. So no, it is my responsibility. Yes, I should have did a better vetting process. Yes, I have to I may have the bag to do it, but I don't care what anybody says. Parenthood is a hard hood regardless.
Hold up, Misha. Tony Denise, I read the chat. I've been married for 22 years. My wife just bought me my plate. What you talking about?
Talk that talk, Rick.
What you talking about, bro? My house, I got 4 years of my house paid for, God. My kids is cool. My son about to have his second kid with his first wife.
Let them know.
And he ain't got no outside babies.
Let them know. That part. Stop assuming when you're watching these chats.
Hold on, Misha. How long you been married?
Not probably.
How long you been married, Tony Denise? Who fixing your car? Who cutting your grass?
Who pumping your gas?
Right? Who insurance you on? It ain't about scaring you. I'm asking you a question. Right? The problem is that y'all act like y'all know people. I don't know you and you don't know me. Just say you disagree with me and you don't like what I'm saying.
It's the king talk for me.
Right?
You said he paying the bills over there.
What you talking about? You don't know me just like I don't know you, but I bet you I'm a better man than yours.
I didn't get to read the comment. What did it say?
I mean, firing us up on the comments. I don't even
know what the comments said.
I do not care.
All right.
Okay, so I am a person with I am a person that likes solutions, and we're talking about child support, not unborn kids, because child support is for the ones that are born. So that's what we have to concentrate on. What are the solutions on that?
But
and then I want to say, like, if you go to a man and be like, you know what, I don't need the money, I don't need the cash. Can you pay the stuff? You be in charge of paying all the activities, the school, the groceries, and everything. Would a woman accept that, and would it be fair? I think it will be fair.
If these people are mature. So so my situation, I didn't have him on child support for the first 3 years. And I said, I'm not going to do that, because for what, But then when things got tricky, when he's moving on and now he's like, I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to talk to you. I don't want to, why you asking me for diapers again? You're not even here day to day. So yes, I need diapers again. Why do I have to keep debating with you about diaper money? So at this point, we both just was like, you know what? We're not communicating. Like, you're saying stuff personal. I'm saying personal stuff to you. It's not about us. It's about the kids. So therefore, yeah, let's go ahead and put you on child support so we can get this out the way. And if I need more money, you're going to give it to me, because it's for the child and it's going towards the child. Yeah, so like mature people, sure.
And to go back to the thing that we had posted about the woman saying, would a man withhold money from a woman that he wasn't having sex with? I've seen it. Absolutely.
Yeah, not
and if he is having sex with one of his children's mother, she's going to be the one who gets the most.
Right. And it's the thing. This is what I'm saying. Like, I told y'all, I paid child support for my child that didn't live with me. I got no problem. That's not what I'm saying. The point is, I didn't have to be forced. The problem comes in when, again, with my ex-wife, I was taking care of my daughter. It wasn't no problem. My daughter called. Not only did I send money, my daughter could call me like, Dad, I need some money for this. Dad, here you go. It's nothing. It's nothing. Pay your cell phone bill. Whatever you need is nothing. Bought our first car. It's nothing. Right. The problem is that The problem is that why should a woman, especially if a man, look, like I said, I don't believe no man is better than me, right? If that man is not being responsible, yeah, you got that to use against him. I'm not saying you shouldn't. He should be taking care and spending money on his child the same way I am. I don't want to be taking care of that man's child involuntarily, right? But the point is, in a lot of cases, the same way y'all keep using this what if stuff, the same way it's a lot of cases where it's men that's actually trying to take care of their child, and these women use it as leverage against that man. That's the problem with child support. That's where it's totally unfair. And can't nobody sit here and say that nobody can't sit in here and say that when you go into a family court that it's not geared towards the woman, because it is. I think if you're not saying that that's the truth, that's a disservice to everybody.
It is geared towards and that's why I said in the beginning that men, if you are playing a major role in your child's life, and you want to fight for your rights, If you know that you got somebody that's going to turn vindictive, go put yourself on child support, have it set to protect yourself. I've watched my brother do that. Just do it.
Just put yourself on child support.
Put yourself on child support. Now it's already set in the rate. And now also too, if you know that she's going to keep your child from you, you got a court document now that says I'm supposed to have my child X amount of days. You can pull up to her house with a police officer and say, relinquish him. And guess what the police officer is going to do? Ma'am, that child has to go with him. Here's a court document, boom. And it's going to happen. There's nothing she can say. And if she continues to keep that child from you, take her back to court, and guess what's going to happen? She'll end up losing custody.
I did
because
all
she's
that.
violating a court agreement.
I went through all that.
And it's a pain in the ass for men to have to do that. I mean, because a child doesn't ask to come here. But I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. I'm not going to say that women don't get vindictive. I'm not going to say that it doesn't. But I've seen also men do it and get vindictive and turn crazy. It goes both ways.
Well, a lot of dudes got to stop using that excuse, talking about, yeah, I mean, I see you think that, the court automatically goes to the woman's side, but I got to call cap on that too, because the way my life went and I still got custody, like, I'm an ex-con. I went to federal prison for drug trafficking, and I still came out and got full custody. So, so you can't come to me with the whole, it automatically takes the woman's side and this and this and that. Because if you really want your kid and you're really ready to fight for it, you'll go make it happen. Because I wasn't supposed to get, if that was true, I wasn't supposed to get it, and I still got it.
That's on false.com.
And I paid hella money to do it. Like I moved out of my crib.
You did exactly what you needed to do to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you actually went and pursue everything.
Right,
but there's men that will get like a little, afraid of following and keep going. And yes, this is tiring. I don't want to go through it. But you did the entire thing, and
I mean, I had to get a solid attorney because you're talking about
you did, but you not the norm. That's just the honest to God truth. The simple fact that you have to go through the extension of all that to get your kids, let you know the fight that's in there. You see what I'm saying?
It's a lot of fight in there. And then it puts you in a dark space too. Because
let me finish what I was saying. The truth of the matter is, again, we want to sit up there and say you went and made the means, but a lot of these people, since we going on the if shit, right? Most of these guys don't have no money when y'all fucking with them in the first place, right? From the day you slept with him, you laid down and you let him in your box, right? That he wasn't on nothing. So again, if we living with all these extremes, if y'all so cautious about what could happen, this man, he might kill you if he go crazy. They might bust your car windows out. You need to be more responsible choosing a mate. That's all I'm saying. That's where it all starts from. Sex starts with the woman. I can't do nothing unless I'm graping you. I can't do nothing.
But Ricky, I'm sorry. You're blaming like the fact that you're having sex. Sex is to procreate. It's like drinking and not wanting to get drunk. So it's like and it's to procreate both. Like both are doing performing an action, and the final thing is to procreate.
Y'all still not hearing me. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying. You need to make better choices of who you let inside you.
I agree.
Look, no matter what, y'all don't understand. The game is the game. right? The same way y'all won't let the dude y'all don't like in the club don't hit. You should be letting the dude you like in the club wait so you can vet him and get to know him or marry you before you let him shoot up in you.
Can I add something? Can I add something to it?
Hold up, like I got you, bro. Y'all want to keep saying, yeah. He had sex with me, but that's what we here to do. Y'all gotta choose the right man y'all supposed to have a child with. Ain't that what hypergamy all about? Ain't that what nature supposedly groomed y'all to do, is to pick the right man that's gonna protect, provide for you, and do everything you need for your child?
I mean, we just kind of explained that though. Hypergamy, who's supposed to teach a woman that?
You.
I'm supposed to just teach myself as a child?
No, once you're an adult, there's no excuse. That's your problem.
We're talking about where, and not as an adult. I just asked you, who's supposed to be teaching the young?
Hold on, B. Taylor. Once you become an adult, no one is responsible for you but yourself. It doesn't. Hold on. It doesn't matter what you went through. See, and that's the big thing. With us as men, we don't have that excuse. We can't use the excuse, right? It don't matter what your mama did to you. Once you get grown, you're responsible to make those changes to be a functioning adult. Because if not, the world gonna hold you to it.
Who? The world. There's men out there that are deadbeats, and it's still women that's allowing them to hit. Okay.
Logic in the building, man. Welcome, bro, to the building, man. You've been up in here before, but y'all know what time it is. I'm definitely interested in hearing what you got to say on this. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not Mr. Like no more, Mr. Equity, and I believe
Mr. Equity.
I agree with the women. I think that men should pay child support. They should pay 75% of whatever they make to the kids. I think the men should have to be dedicated to provide a car for that woman. And I think that every year they should go ahead and men should have to, if they get a bonus, I think the child should get half of that bonus. Matter of fact, I think men probably should get a tattoo.
I know you lying, bro.
You know what I'm saying, on their face. So, it's at it. Oh, my bad. And also, they need to practice, because it should be a penalty for them not practicing dick discipline. So, yes, that's my opinion. And then, matter of fact, if you want to join my library group, I'm starting a library group. Hashtag fix the baby daddies. If you want to donate to it, please. We take cash apps, we take EBT cards, Snap cards, we take everything, because these men need to pay. They doing all this to these women. You know what I'm saying? They leaving these women can't take care of it. You know what I'm saying? They smoke detectors going off in a house. Something is wrong. We got to fix this as black men. And until we start doing this as black men, I don't know what to say. I agree with these women. I'm sorry, Ricky, bro, but the facts is fact. You know what I'm saying? I'm about equity. What is equality? Ain't no equality. Equity, brother.
Can I say something about a comment? I like to pick on contradictions. And someone in the comments said, oh, sex is not just to procreate, which I don't agree. I said it, yes, but that doesn't mean that I agree. It's pleasurable, someone said.
Man, what do you think about my proposal?
Hold on. To proposal to who?
No, oh my God.
I'm just saying, so if sex is not just to procreate and it's pleasurable, but you're telling women to lock their legs, it's a contradiction.
It is a contradiction.
Yeah,
it is a contradiction. I like to pick on contradictions. I'm just saying.
That's what I said. 75% of a man's salary should go to them kids. I mean, you should get whatever kind of car you want to. I agree. It should be written in the child support order to get your nails done. You know what I'm saying? Lace fronts, all that. I'm with y'all. I think we need to start taking a stand right now.
All right.
You don't even believe in
I'm trolling. What do you mean? I'm on y'all side.
No.
You're such a liar, Logic.
He definitely trolling.
It sounds like a joke. It sounds like a joke.
I don't think any woman in this live said a man should be paying all her bills, buying her car, or paying her nails and hair. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What is that? You can tell you the truth. You can tell you the truth. The truth is, you should be there like most of the countries in the world. The thing is that if it's controlled through the woman, what happened? Like you can use examples in Korea. You can use South America. You can use the Middle East. The women choose family first. Our women today don't choose family first. They choose themselves first. So now what we have is that we got a dysfunctional community, and then the women spearheaded because women control access to the kids. And then by default, what you'll have, if you look at Korea, they don't even have a child support system. They just started doing a child support system. But you know what a woman would not do in Korea? She would not have a child out of wedlock. And then it should be standards like a Middle Eastern standard. If you leave that man, if he not physically abusing you, he not doing that like that. If you just choose to leave that man, then guess what? You get nothing. So now it should be a penalty on both sides. If that woman say, hey, look, you know what? I don't want to do this. I want to leave. Okay, you leave, but you leave with nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's too many freedoms in the United States. And our freedoms that we have is a double-edged sword. That, you know what I'm saying? It will, you know what I'm saying? It can protect us, but it can also tear us down. And a lot of times our women will use alimony, child support, and then depending on their class, they will also use these incentive programs to tear down the family structure. And we're looking at what we get now. Child support should be done away with, because if it's no safety net, such as child support, how many better decisions would women be making? Would Brenda have a baby at 16 if it wasn't a child support system? Would Brenda have a baby at 16 if it wasn't for the incentive programs? Brenda would make better choices because Brenda knows she control access.
Wasn't Brenda sexually assaulted? I'm okay.
No, Brenda wasn't sexually assaulted. Brenda was having sex with her. If you want to go by the song, but I'm just saying I use Brenda as a 16-year-old child that wasn't ready to bring in a child in this world. And then now her family couldn't afford it. She couldn't afford it. So now why would she even consider bringing a child in this world if she knows she can't take care of it?
Because she's a child. And she's thinking like a child. Okay,
so then what do you say to the 16-year-old boy? If he's a child, if she have a sex with a 16-year-old boy, do we give him that same excuse to say he's a child, so he should be exempt from child support?
I don't know no 16-year-old boy that's on child support. That's new to me.
No, but come on, man. Let's be practical. The thing is that he will be forced to pay child support. And then just say this, 18, you think that the government gonna let him go without paying child support at the age of 18 and he got a 2-year-old child?
Why don't he marry her since he laid down with her?
But you can't do that. If we sticking to it, right? You said she's 16 years old. She made a bad decision. He's 16-year-old. He also made a bad decision. So now let's throw that out the window and say, if we remove forced child support, if we remove the incentive program, what is the incentive for Brenda to have that baby at 16? It's zero. She know nobody's going to be there to take up for her bad decision. So you know what she would not do? She would not make a bad decision. What you got to realize is most of these, if you talk to these men, especially black men, we in our community, we have a culture that consists of oops babies.
Yeah.
Oops babies. That, hey, I met this chick at the club. Yeah, I was reckless. I bust her down and now I got a kid with her. I don't know her name. I don't know her mama name. I don't know her middle name, but I got a kid. She chose to have that kid. And like I said, if you remove all the things that incentivize it, I guarantee you that woman would not have that child. I guarantee you she will protect her womb more differently.
But what about the man? What's stopping men from busting up a nut in a woman they just met? What? Because we're talking about women.
Women are stopping them. That's the only thing.
Okay, so we want to lead everything. Y'all want us to lead in everything.
Okay. Like, if you give a man the opportunity to do it, the only thing we can do is say no.
How can we lead what you do with your body?
You did something with your body too. So it's both adults' fault.
Okay, so if you wasn't there for me to lay down with, how can I lay down with something?
And if, okay.
My mother used to always say that it's a man's job to try you, but it's your job to hold your
Y'all
stand.
the one carrying the baby.
All the
That's
weight.
what y'all don't get. Y'all, you want to say, but no matter what, the responsibility of that life growing in your body, it's on you. But you want to say, oh, I'm in it too. Yeah.
Whose seed is it? Y'all act like the woman just stole your seed and impregnated herself.
So let me ask this. You don't believe that laws should govern men's bodies, but you believe laws should govern women's bodies?
That's not what I said.
I'm asking the women too on the panel, because I'm hearing women agreeing with the men. I don't understand why we have laws now, especially in Texas, that are governing women's bodies and choices, but we don't have anything governing men's bodies and choices. Because I'm telling you, from a family court standpoint, I had a case when I was doing my paralegal work, and this man had 20 kids. Now, do you think that's appropriate for a man to have 20 kids?
Hey, can I answer that question? I'm gonna say this.
Let me guess. It's all of the 20 women's fault.
No. I'm gonna answer the question for you, right?
And so, because as a taxpayer, you do
Ma'am,
realize
you said it was a question. Was it a question?
That's a question, but I'm just saying, I'm throwing in that
answer the question,
that as
though.
a taxpayer, you're going to be responsible for that.
Okay, because now you turned it. We went from a question to a rant. All right.
It's not a rant. I'm saying in a tidbit. I'm saying just understand, as a taxpayer, you're going to be responsible for part of it.
So this is this. So you're saying that the new Texas laws and the new Tennessee laws and I forgot the one that actually you're saying it's policing a woman body, telling them that they can't have an abortion, all that kind of stuff like that, right?
It's a law.
Yeah, it's law. You talking about the laws, right?
Yes.
All right. I agree with you. But what you just getting is what men been getting forever. Because just say this, right? And this, I'm gonna use a scenario, right? You and a man have sex tomorrow. You get pregnant. He say he don't want to have the baby. You say you want to have the baby. What's going to happen?
We've established that she's going to end up having a baby because it's her
Wait, hold up. Look, yeah, okay. Now, what if you said you don't want to have the baby and he want to have the baby? What happens?
We've already established that it's her choice.
Okay, so
we said that double-edged sword.
Okay, wait. So watch this. So what you're doing now is you saying these laws is giving you a little taste of what men been getting this whole time, losing their choice. She
didn't have a choice for a long time.
No,
right. So what are you talking about?
Listen, ma'am. If you have sex with a man tomorrow and you get pregnant, you can choose whether or not to have that child. Correct? What choices do? See, even if he wanted that child, you can say no. Even if he wanted to get rid of it, you wanted to keep it, who has the final choice? You do, correct?
Okay, now we also established
hold on, paralegal, hold on. Paralegal, hold up, paralegal, wait, just can I finish the point? The thing is now, is you're mad because a law is limiting you like men has been limited forever. Right now, you're saying that it's not fair that a law can tell me what to do with my body. So now watch this. Men been saying it's not fair that you can tell me when or when not to become a father. But now you're silent, right?
No, because
I'm not silent. You finish the point.
But that make no. Did that make any sense to you at all?
It's on both parties. Yes.
On both parties, sir. You had the option when, just like he said, he had a child by someone, or any man has had a child by a woman that was not the best choice. He had a choice to shoot up her club. He had a choice. You didn't have that choice to nut in that woman.
No, ma'am. But what you're saying, we're talking about.
I'm asking a question now. This is a direct question.
Yes, you have
a choice to nut in her, yes or no?
Yes, you have it. But see, you're mad. You're not mad about. Wait, listen. Hold on, wait, ma'am. Hold up. Wait, ma'am. But listen, what you're saying. You're talking about a law that's talking about the aftermath of that, right? We're not talking about
a law. I don't think a man should have a choice over any woman's body, and that's my personal opinion. We can agree to disagree.
That's why you got Texas and all these states telling you that you don't have a choice anymore. And then now you see how it feels to be a man. Right now, you don't have a choice no more. And then now you know how it feels to be a man. Because wait. Because if you look at it, the state only come in from the point that actually the egg was fertilized. Just like the man. Once that egg fertilized, the state come in Texas, Tennessee, and I think it's another one. It's another state that just did it. Now, a man, that's when the decision come into play. And a man say at the point it was fertilized, he said, I either want it or I don't want it. And then you tell him it's your body, you don't have a choice. Now the state is coming in at the point that your egg was fertilized and telling you, you don't have a choice. But now you get mad about it. And that makes no sense to you.
I already said at the beginning of this, and I've said it multiple times, I don't believe in child support. I've said it.
But ma'am, we're not talking about child support. We're talking about the point.
Yes, we are.
No,
we're talking. You said that the choice of men were taken away. We are talking about child support. That is
okay, ma'am. But we was talking about, but in this small segment, and I love how you like to just move. You know what I'm saying? You try to in this small segment we was talking about. You brought up the point about the government taking your rights. You did that.
The same way that I don't believe in child support. I don't think someone should force you to be a parent. It's the same way that I don't agree that there should be laws governing a woman's body.
Okay, but guess what? And then a man said that from the point that egg is fertilized, I don't want you making a decision for me too. So now you're saying you don't want the government making a decision at the point that egg is fertilized, but a man been saying that the whole time. But now since it's affecting you, you're in your feelings, you saying that's not fair.
I
don't make sense to y'all.
I understand your point, Logic.
I'm trying to figure out what these ladies don't. I mean, it's basic.
Yeah, because I'm not a man, please. I'm not gonna just okay.
Like I said, men should pay 75%. Men should give women new cars every year. They should get their lace fronts. They should get their nails done.
I don't need no man to pay for any of those things.
Just so we're clear, I'm not a man.
And that has nothing to do with it.
I grew up in a 2-parent household. My parents were pastors. We were supposed to be virgins until we got married. I wasn't supposed to have sex. So when I got pregnant outside of marriage, my parents were very disappointed. My son's dad wanted me to get an abortion because he was 19. He wasn't ready for a baby. I don't believe in abortion. That's not how I was raised. So I decided to keep my child. My parents were very upset with me for the decision that I made. They wanted me to consider adoption, but I made the choice to have my baby. I made the choice to take care of him, and I stepped up to the motherfucking plate and I took care of my son. And that's it. I put myself through school. Now I have multiple homes. I have my own business. I work a full-time job. I go on trips. I take care of him, and I've never had to ask his father for a dime, but his father decided to take care of his son. He saw what I was doing, and he was like, you know what? This is a great little boy, and I want to be a part of his life. So he stepped back up to the plate. But I knew that no matter what, I couldn't rely on my family. I couldn't rely on a man. I have to do this myself because no one else wanted to help me. And I decided to keep the baby. So I needed to make sure I was going to take care of him. I wasn't going to give him a life that he was going to have to struggle through.
But Kelly, the only thing I hate about
I don't believe in going to a man and beg him for something he doesn't want to do.
This is
Kelly. That's not right. Your story sounds like mine, but it's not right. It's always on the women's shoulders. And I feel like society needs to start pressuring men. Either wrap it up or take care of your responsibilities, just like you took accountability. I took accountability. And that's why my kids have a good life. And I put myself to school. I finished school and I hustled my way. But I'm thankful that they have active fathers in their life. I didn't choose a bum, so I can't relate to that. I didn't choose that I was having multiple kids, so I can't.
This is the only problem.
Relationships when I had my kids. So therefore, I took the responsibility. I laid down and made an adult decision, and I took care of my babies. And we're both doing it, but I don't like this.
I want to say one thing because I gotta go. I gotta go. I've been love talking to y'all, but there's only one thing that I gotta say about your whole conversation, Kelly, which I respect what you say, you take it. But if you look at the terminology you you said multiple times, my son. It was never ours.
It is.
And then,
you want to know why he's our son?
no. Wait. Hold on. Wait. I'm just making.
Say this. Let me
No,
say this.
look,
Before
it's deeper than this, Kelly. It's deeper than this. Just wait.
Before you go off, let me say this. When he said he didn't want me to have him, he was my son. Once he took responsibility, he did become our son. Now he lives with his father. He just moved with his dad, and his dad takes care of him full time now because he did self-employed. He's our son.
But Miss Kelly, what I was saying is, I got you, but you don't even know my point. My point was that there's a mental blockage that we have with our women, that we hear this a lot. This is not my first time hearing this. They constantly say, my son, my child. That's why the logic tier list is always undefeated. Oh, thank you. This is how women rate everything. Wait, just let me finish. Women always rate themselves number one, kids, dogs, and cats number two, other women and within their gender number three, he, she, her number four, butterfly tattoos, hot Cheetos, and men is at the bottom. If women want, wait. Hold on. Last thing. If men look, and you wait. Just let me finish, Kelly. I got it. See, look, I'm not going to sit here and not give a solution. Trill, can you blow me up one more time? Look, women, y'all ask, Mr. Logic, how can we fix this problem? Take that list and spin it upside down. If you spin it upside down, you put men first.
I don't like that.
Okay, wait. If y'all want to know, listen. The thing about it, if you start, okay, all right. You know what? I see. You know what? I can't do it. They terrorists.
I don't like Cheetos.
You cannot negotiate with terrorists. You cannot negotiate with terrorists on any standpoint. I can't even finish.
You just
I bet you like Cheetos. I guarantee you.
I do not like Cheetos. I don't eat chips.
I guarantee you like this right here, though.
I don't like Waffle House either.
Okay, whatever.
I always do this. You go off on your little yelling tangent and you don't.
I'm not even yelling. I'm saying you was cutting me off. Look, y'all was cutting me off. And I'm just saying, look, I like hot Cheetos too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I love them. I'm like y'all. I like cups of ice. But y'all act like terrorists because you can't be negotiated with. Like I'm telling you, I let put out a list. And I'm sitting here trying to say, look, this is the problem. Reverse everything that you think in your mind and quit putting yourself first. And then if you put men first, I promise you they will put you first by default. But see, we got it so backwards that, and it pours out of our women because we'll say, oh, I had to do for best for me. My kid. Unless you can show me your name is Mary, she the only one that had a baby without actually suck. I don't know. Can we talk like this on this show? All right.
No, we can't. Can I ask you a question, Logic?
No, because I gotta go. Y'all got my blood pressure high.
You have your own. When you refer to your children, you say, "Oh yes, our children."
I do.
Children. Do you do that?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Our children.
Okay.
I say because you know what? I look at it regardless. I look at it as a team, and the thing is, I look at it as a team, and I tell her, "Hey, I'm gonna put you first, regardless. Because if I put you first, you have no choice but to put me first."
So when your son is playing his basketball thing, you're like, "Man, our son did great." If you're talking to one of your friends, or do you say, "My son did a really good job"?
Kelly.
Logic, equity.
Yeah, look, Kelly, look, you acting like a terrorist right now, baby. Look, Chad Ninja's a simple man.
One that acts like a terrorist. You are.
I'm acting like a terrorist. Just
you yell and you don't get your point across. And you get mad. You pull up your little list. You talk about your Cheetos. You're a terrorist. The show always gets controversial when you come on.
No, okay. Well, I mean, I'm just straight. I mean, can you refute any points that I made?
I respect your points, and I love you should write a book.
I said, can you refute any points that I made?
I don't like the Cheeto point.
Oh, well, that means you're in your feelings. If you don't eat Cheetos, let it run away. You know what I'm saying? But I bet you eat. I bet you like.
The list.
I bet you like. I bet you like Sonic Ice.
I do like Sonic Ice.
Exactly. So guess what? Now, just for you, I'm gonna make it more personal, and I will put Cheetos and a cup of Sonic Ice.
Just take the Cheetos.
I guarantee you, you'll put a cup of Sonic Ice before you put that man.
No,
and all I'm saying to you,
right.
all I'm telling you is in order to get different results, you got to reverse your mentality.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
The story I told you was about a 22-year-old young girl who had no help from anyone. So my conversation was about that person. I'm a different grown up now. So,
and guess what? If you was a 22-year-old woman that you saying that you wasn't ready, then now think about this. Think about this. Anything else you do in life, if you go to college and you take a test and you're not ready, what you gonna do?
Study.
No, you're gonna fail. Anything. See, we don't use common sense. I'm telling you, put like this: women are more selective with picking cars and buying houses than they is the men that got them fall up in them.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
I'm telling you that just it's basic sense. I don't hate y'all. I love black women. But I'm saying we got to get to a standpoint that you have to start putting men first. If you don't put them first, how can you expect him to put you first? If you want different results, guess what you got to do? You got to do different things. All these date talking, but hold up, all these date talking shows that we be having, and everybody just sit here saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do the same thing." No, in order to get different results, do different things. So I'm saying it to men and women. This is not just the women, but I know for the most part, men sacrifice. Men understand sacrifice. For the most part, women don't. Because like I said, Miss Bella TV, she'll sell her man out for a bag of Cheetos and a cup of Sonic Ice and some furry flip-flops.
Who? What?
I ain't gonna even say all that.
Taylor TV, whatever her name is. I can't see. You ain't got my glasses on.
What I'm saying is this, and again, shout out to Logic, man. Like the point being, right? I and ladies, I want to acknowledge that I hear what y'all saying. It's supposed to be fair. It's supposed to be that man was supposed to take responsibility for what he did with you. Yes. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? I understand. But again, if we're moving from these so-called points of extreme issues, extremes, the extreme worst can happen. That means you guys should be doing the things most preventative to keep you out of that situation, which is not sleeping with a man till you married to him.
All right, thanks for having me, Trill, man. I got to roll, man. I appreciate it.
Did you wait till marriage?
Excuse
I agree.
me?
The solution is celibacy.
No, but that's why I can tell you should wait.
After you're married.
Yeah.
So, but you didn't do it.
Again, that's why. So
it's easier to do it when you're already married.
Hold on, B. Taylor. See, but that's woman logic right there. You see what I'm saying? That's that slash shit. But because I made a mistake, I can't tell you what's right.
No, but I'm saying, look how you admit that you made a mistake. We all here have said we've made mistakes and learned from them, right? But you're saying, no, you can't make a mistake as a woman because, that's your fault.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this, B. Taylor, because it's your body and that child is coming out of your body. At the end of the day, you're going to be responsible for that child that comes out of your body if that man is not the responsible one that you chose, right? So what I'm saying is, if it's that extreme, and if y'all constantly thinking from the worst case scenarios that this man might kill you, he might be an asshole, he might be not everything you like ledged him up to be as a woman. If I cannot have, it don't matter how hard my thing get, it don't matter how bad I want to hit you, I can't shoot sperm into you until you open your legs.
Okay, so going off of this, because this is just something I can personally relate to. Obviously, I didn't learn my lesson until I had my son, right? Okay. So I go back out into the dating world. I meet a guy. I really like this guy. I do see red flags. I slowly start to see them. Then I see what kind of father he is. He already got drama. He already got 2 kids from a previous marriage. Drama. He's a great dad. But then there's things I'm like, you know what? My situation don't look like this. I'm going to go ahead and cut this man loose, even if it hurts my feelings. That shit killed me. I was crying and depressed for like weeks because it was hard for me to let go of this person. A lot of women don't have that strength, but it took me going through what I went through to be like, this situation ain't right. I just made a video about this. I look back, the girl that he was messing with right after me got her pregnant. Now he's a deadbeat. I missed a whole freaking craziness over there because I was able to have discernment, but I was able to have discernment from experience. And that's what I'm saying. Some people got to learn the hard way and they got to take accountability. And yes, I feel like women should take accountability, but to put it all on women, it's not working because guess what? We're now shaming women for being single moms. I got shamed so bad. I got called a slut. I got called all these things. People look at me and be like, oh, she was wild and out in the street when really I haven't even had that many boyfriends or partners. I just got pregnant by somebody I thought I was going to have a future with. And now I took responsibility, got myself together, and now making discernment. I'm not perfect. I'm going to make messed up decisions in life. And I'm teaching other women to not be like that. But I'm not going to sit here and put all of the blame on the women. I think that's where I'm trying to get you men to understand that y'all also have to hold other men accountable because y'all not listening to us. We can't hold men accountable. Y'all are the leaders. Y'all are the leaders in the society, right? We compare ourselves to other races of women because their men have set a standard. Their men, when they get a woman pregnant, it is pressured in their community to marry that woman. I've seen it. I've grown up in that community. And Sierra, you can get insight with your culture, but and different cultures from what I've seen is that the men are pressured to marry the women that they knock up. And our culture and the Black culture, we don't have that because we have generational curses of single parent households. You got men growing up resenting women because they're really mad at their mom for being single moms and they had to grow up and struggle. And they're mad at their mom for choosing their dad. And they're like, man, my mom would have chose a better man. I probably would have had a better life. But also, let's look at the man. Why the man couldn't step up? It's like we got to look at each other. And yes, women should take accountability. But I'm just so tired of men targeting only women. We already have so much on our back, and we're Black women at that. Like, we ain't getting no slack from neither side.
All right, real quick, man. We're gonna welcome to the stage Prototype, Josh in the building. Josh been saying a lot behind the scenes, bro. I'm interested in hearing your opinion. G, go ahead.
All right. I got some notes, right? How men should think about when it comes to this child support thing, man. Like, that's your kid. You know what I'm saying? You're completely responsible for that kid. And when paying child support, if you don't like what she's doing with the money, get full custody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the answer to that. So you don't like how she spend it, she buying nails or whatever. Hey, that's none of your business. You don't like it, get full custody of your kid. Flip it the other way, make her pay you custody. You know what I'm saying? And you can't like be scared of the court system. You know what I'm saying? I think we have a problem with fighting for what's ours. You know what I'm saying? So stop being scared of the court system. You know what I mean? Stop just stopping at the mediator, go see the judge. You know what I mean? And get custody of your kids, and quit making an excuse that, oh, the court ain't going to see it or blah 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 blah. And I think threw a stat saying like you're like 95% chance that a woman's going to win. No, not if you better. If you the better parent, the judge going to see it like that. Get custody of your kid. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to child support, just do it like that. I think Rick's been making a point about saying, women need to judge who they let in their body. And I agree with you, Rick. I'll just throw this little bit out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you're a biblical guy, but the Bible tells men what kind of woman to look out for all the time. Never have I seen in the Bible where like women don't pick this guy, that guy. All women looking for Boaz. You know what I'm saying? But if you read Proverbs, You know what I'm saying? It says don't mess with this woman, don't mess with that woman, look out for this woman. It tells us what kind of woman to look out for. So I think we have more responsibility of where we drop that seed. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I feel about that. You know what I mean? I just wanted to come and, let the fellas know, hey, you gotta take responsibility for all of it.
All right, bro. All right. Well said. Relax. Now, nah. I feel you. Though. I mean, I agree, bro. The thing about it is that we as men, and that's why I tell men all the time, bro. I have my daughter when I plan to have her. It's ways for you to be careful. It's ways for you to monitor. Okay, this is the type of chick that would make a good mother, and this is the type of chick that's just good for this one night situation, and we just gonna keep it pushing. But the difference is that niggas approach both of those women the same way, and then be shocked when the one that you don't want get pregnant, and now he's stuck in some bullshit. I think men gotta be a bit more selective in terms of the women that we give energy to at all. Like at all. There's certain women that I don't care how fine she is, I don't care how good she look. But deep down in your goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like this is not gonna work. This shit is gonna go smooth left. But you will hit her raw, bust all in her, and then 9 months later you in a situation that you can't fucking tend to. So I think men definitely gotta be a bit more careful in that. But women as well. I can't let y'all off of the hook. Y'all control sex. That's just a fact of life. So fact is that, like I said earlier, a lot of women don't vet men the way that they should before they giving that ass up. I done been in situations where you be talking to a chick or whatever for a week, 3 days, and she already ready to smash, and she ain't asking about no condoms. She ain't asking about none of that. She like, matter of fact, if you pull out a condom, she might look at you crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's those type of situations as well. And then you get pregnant, and then this nigga inconsistent. And you like, damn, I can't believe that he's just not showing up to none of the appointments, not showing up to. Well, God, that motherfucker was barely returning your text. How you expect him to show up to the appointments?
Because he looked like Boaz.
So it's just real. So at the end of the day, accountability goes on both sides. But I will always say, it's more accountability on the woman because she has more control on the back end. And that's just a fact of life. We can sit up here and argue. We can go back and forth. We can debate it all we want. But that's a fact. Women have more control on the back end. Therefore, they have more responsibility in terms of picking the men that they let bust inside of them. That's just facts of life.
I love what you said about that too. But look at the men on this panel. And like for you guys, I know y'all personally, and y'all are strong Black kings. Y'all don't got a bunch of kids with a bunch of different women. You don't. You just said you took accountability. You didn't have your daughter until you were ready. The same way that you did that, and the men around you that you surround yourself with, and your friends, don't have a bunch of kids with a bunch of different women either. That speaks volumes, and that's the only thing I'm saying. Men have to be accountable in that way too. And I couldn't even see y'all being friends with dudes with a bunch of different kids with a bunch of different women. And that's just because I know y'all personally. And my brothers are the same way. Each one of them have one child with one woman. They don't have a bunch of kids with a bunch of different women. They learn from their parents and the situation of my father. So you can't sit here and say that there aren't men who are not responsible and accountable. There are men that are, I'm not fucking you without no comment, sweetheart. I'm not going to have a bunch of kids with a bunch of different women. I don't even want that type of lifestyle. So there are men like yourself that are making responsible decisions, and they're not putting it all on the woman.
There are men that do that. So why are you sitting up there allowing that to happen to you?
They run from those men.
Right? Why is that? Like, okay, hey, Trill, shout out to my boy Trill. She chose Future before Russell Westbrook.
They run from Russell Westbrook.
Wilson.
And this is what I'm saying. Listen.
Wilson. They run from people like that.
Give me a second. I need y'all to listen. I took care of mine. I hear what y'all saying. I'm responsible. There's plenty of responsible dudes out here. There's plenty of them. But why is it that you with a dude that you got to force to pay child support? Why? It all started with the action of you letting him in your box. That's the job. No matter what y'all keep saying, this is the game. Our job is to hit y'all so we can get y'all pregnant. So that's why you're here. That's why you go to the zoo and you see monkeys fucking. But y'all choosing these men. Y'all choosing these men.
Yeah.
You think I can't do nothing to a woman till you allow me to. If I came up to B. Taylor in the club, she looking nice. Hey, B. Taylor, how you doing? You looking nice, Miss Lady. What's your name? B. Taylor, can I buy you a drink? Nope.
I hear what you're saying, but are you going to completely bypass what Trill just said about how he didn't have his child until
Did you hear what I just said?
I heard everything you said that we've already established. Every woman on this panel has said she took accountability for her actions, and no woman on this panel has said she has multiple baby fathers. I'm saying, are you bypassing what Trill just said? Are you bypassing what he said?
Did you hear
he
what
had
I
his
just
child
said?
with his wife.
Yes,
his homeboy
that's
probably
what I'm
next to him
saying.
don't have no bunch of kids.
I've been saying
Smooth don't have no bunch of kids.
I've been saying that all night. I've been saying that all night though. I've been saying that all night though. Right? What I'm saying is this: no matter what y'all say, yes, I took care of mine. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not denying. Look, ain't no man better than me. He should pay for his child the same way I did. But what I'm saying is when y'all getting in these situations with these dudes not doing what they supposed to do, y'all have to be more selective about that.
Every woman on this panel has said that. I'm saying, are you bypassing what it just said?
How can I be bypassing what he said when I've been saying that all night?
Hey, can I add one thing? I just because I'm finna get up out of here. Because just to show y'all that I listen to y'all women. Trick, can you share my screen again? I listen to y'all women. I listen to everything y'all say. So now, because y'all said it, number 5, I added Cookout and Sonic Ice just for y'all. Because I listen to y'all. I listen to y'all because I love y'all. My new name is Mr. Ice too. So that's all I want to say, man. I love y'all ladies. Thank you, Trill.
All right. All right, Josh, go ahead, gang. I know you've been waiting. Come on, bro.
So I'm just curious. Are all the women are y'all all single?
No.
Is anybody married?
There are aren't there divorced people on this panel? And some who don't have kids.
Are any of you women currently married?
Are you? No.
No.
Okay.
Curious. Question though.
That was coming.
Do y'all know how to get married? You know how to get a ring from a man?
Was I raised to be a wife?
I'm divorced.
You can't answer a question with a question. I'm asking you, do you know how to get a ring from a man?
Do I know how to get a ring? I'm not in control of the ring. Do I know how to get a ring? I know.
You're in the situation. You're the one that's going to get married, though. Do you know how to get him to marry you?
I know how. Yeah, but I'm trying to stay married, so.
Well, I would tell him, I don't know, but I will tell him that that's what I want, that's my, like, how will he know that I want to get married or that's what I'm looking for if he doesn't know that?
I think I'm working towards it. Yeah, we're working towards it.
What's the work?
Us.
From your end. Not him, just from your end.
My end, I can admit and take accountability. I was not raised to be a wife. So I am in therapy, becoming a better woman. And I do check in with my man and say, hey, where do you feel like, do you feel unappreciated? Do you feel this? Do you feel that? I'm checking in so I can be a good wife. I'm working towards that. Because when I get married, I want to stay married. It's not about just getting the ring, because anybody can just get the ring. It's about and staying married. Well, I've had men that actually gave me a ring before, so I'm not gonna sit here and say that, because if I wanted to go out and get married, I can go find a guy that just wants to get married. I can go find an older man that's ready to settle down, but that's not what I want. That's not what I want.
The men that proposed to you, why didn't you marry them?
I was 20. First of all, that's a long story I'm not going to go into because I don't know you.
It that long. You made a decision. You made a simple decision at that time.
And
what was the decision?
And I probably would have been divorced by now if I would have went through with it. So no.
Josh, I feel like you have a point that you're trying to make. What is it?
My point is that most women, modern women today, especially black women, y'all are so apart from us. You don't listen too well. When we express ourselves, you definitely don't listen.
That's what I'm
We,
saying, bro.
huh?
I can speak on that.
I didn't even finish.
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
I couldn't hear you. I mean, somebody said something, but
Go ahead.
I just feel like y'all don't know how to attract men like that.
But why are
We
you?
are attracted to you naturally, but long-term attraction, y'all don't know how to do that. A lot of women that end up being baby mamas, I feel like they go a roundabout way of getting a man for a long-term relationship through entrapment.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't think y'all have possessed the skills to attract and keep a man.
But were y'all
I
raised?
think you know that. I think most of y'all know that.
Can I say something? So I've been engaged. I was engaged, and he passed away. Just in case.
I'm not talking about y'all specifically.
No. But I want to say that I've been told by men that I am a good woman. I'm not from your country, so I am a good woman, and they consider me to be wife material. But I have a kid, and that right there automatically.
They
puts
say
me
that?
in
They say, but you have a kid?
Yes, they literally said that. So they don't even discuss how the parenting could be. They just simply automatically put me in that category, like assuming that that's what I am. And I have to say, just to share, the moment I left my daughter's father's house, and I left him, yes, because domestic violence. I went to therapy for about 3 years. I was single for 3 years. And the moment I left, the man, I needed a man in my life, and I came to my dad's house. Since then, I am admitting that I need a man in my life. Okay. So since then, I was like, okay, so my daughter needs a role model, a male role model. And what better father than my own father? I was raised by my father. And since then, I've been here with him because I'm not going to go and jump, and say, oh, I'm independent. I am this, I am that. And, letting any man coming into my house or meeting my daughter. I'm not allowing that. But when I had the opportunity to be with someone, I told him that what I was looking for is a serious relationship. And I get that all the time.
How old are these guys?
Older than me. I am 35. So either they're my age or older.
And they say, I don't want to be with you because you have a kid. I've never had a guy say that to me.
I've never had a guy say that either.
Yeah, they said they're not dealing with it.
But
And I cook, I clean. We get along. We do everything. We literally are a match. But I have a kid, and that person and I respect that the person is not willing to go through it. And I don't even have baby's father problems because he's not like
She's in El Salvador.
But
can I ask you something else specifically?
You're currently.
All right, y'all. Wait. Hold on.
Hang tight.
Real quick. We gotta pay some bills. I was trying to let y'all cook, but it's a lot of people sending bread. Marie said you need lead attorney on Trill. Shout out to lead attorney, man. He's more than welcome to pull up to the platform. G's up, Mr. Logic in the building. The real is back. Shout out to Mr. Logic. Women aren't children. I agree. Even though sometimes they may act like it. Hype man in the building. Shout out to Hype Man. With the big 50 piece. We appreciate you, G. They say good combo. Salute to the crew. Point one. Out of wedlock is the beginning of the quote unquote two baby daddy story to explain when you meet the man you're ready for. Reality will admit the accountability for you. Tell your daughters a free car. Good one. Shout out to Bro. Mo Lifts again. Super facts, logic. Like I said earlier, Western culture has led to the destruction of the family and values. OG Logic on a different level. Folds y'all 10. Shout out to Logic, man. That boy is a damn fool. Zero accountability. I'm assuming he's talking to the ladies on the panel. Jesus Christ. Miss Parker say y'all kissing, feeling, and rubbing. Who allows the insertion? Ladies, if you do not know that he is ready to be a husband and father, stop and be intentional. Accountability is a beautiful thing. Mo Lift says a man has no option to opt out. That's a fact. Once she's pregnant, The decision is hers, and that's just what it is. Light Bearer Council, shout out to her. Shout out to them. I can't even see the thing. Children are for the state. If parties overwhelmingly take away from the state's future currency, they will regulate the property's product. Think about it.
All facts.
Damn, that's a hell of a point. Loud and Strong podcast. Logic is spitting facts. Drop the mic. DJ Fireproof in the building.
DJ Fireproof.
That's family right there. Shout out to bro. He said Logic had a whole PowerPoint presentation ready.
He always does.
That's a fact. Shout out to bro. If Logic got y'all triggered, just say that. You can tell they locked into the pod. Salute to them. Loud and Strong podcast. Ollie Girl Q in the building. Always starting shit. She said, "What the Kings at?" Just playing. But
I definitely did. I said I was 4'11" and a half, sweetheart, and that the maintenance man was.
Oh my God!
See,
here we go.
I'm 4'11" and a half, and I can't reach it. It's a 3-story townhouse in the vaulted ceilings. I've said that like
vaulted ceilings.
Shout it.
Why y'all?
I got another question for the panel.
Shouty.
Hold on, gang. Let me finish paying bills. Marie says the game is the game is the game is the game. Shout out to Ricky. Ricky said that all the time. That's a fact. Island Girl Q says, "Hey, crew season, Kelly, Ricky, Mike Dub, and all the single folks." Shout out to Island Girl Q. All right, Josh, go ahead, gang. You said you had a question for the panel.
So I heard y'all talking about reproductive rights just a second ago with states like what is it, Texas, I think, in Georgia, two that came out and with something about that. So I'm just curious, like, I want to ask the men first, what do you think that's about? Like, what do you think they're trying to achieve? What goal do you think they're trying to achieve by stepping in on reproductive rights?
And I'm going to answer your first question after you finish with this one.
I would say population control.
Yep.
At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. They're trying to control the dynamics of, the population in terms of which side is more heavy, which side is more light. Because let's just be honest, minorities are catching up, and it will behoove them to limit it. Because if minorities become the majority, then America may look a bit different on the back end. So that yeah, definitely, hell yeah.
China's been
That's
doing
what I think the motivation is.
China's been doing that shit for years.
I want to make sure we're on the same page. So we talking about them saying women cannot get abortions anymore. You think that's got to do with
Yes, it's a numbers game. It's always been a numbers
population control?
It's always been a numbers game.
China's been doing it for decades.
Yeah.
Roe versus Wade. She was not black.
Mm-hmm. It's always been a numbers game. They was looking for minorities to outnumber the Caucasians within, I think it was 25 years as far as production rights. So the thing is that they got to stop their women from killing the babies.
Yeah.
So how is that? Hold on. How is that population control if that would force women who are pregnant to have the child?
Hey, population control could be up or down, bro. It's not discriminate, right? Whether you want more Caucasian children or less black children, it's all the same. It's all population control, boy.
I'll tell you how it could be down. How it could be down is that if you implement that and women are aware of the fact that I cannot get rid of this baby, they're going to be a bit more careful on that front end in terms of having it.
Yeah.
That's how you can limit it. So according to now, then it's like, okay, if you had a baby, then you can get rid of it. You can do whatever the case may be. So I think that's more so what it is. That's going to make them way more hesitant to go through with pregnancies. And that's how it can work on the down end.
And this also, to me, again, this breaks the facade that it's black women getting a lot of abortions. White women get more abortions than black women, like by 3 times.
That's what they're really they're the largest population group in this country, of course.
But then, don't you think
that's probably?
But don't you think it'll also be an ideology point of view?
Say that again.
It's an ideology point of view. It's just what they believe. So because they have the power to pass it, they're gonna pass it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
Everything's wrong.
Depends on the person.
Everything's wrong with it. The government don't have a right to tell you what to do with your body. Is they your God?
Your body? What about I ain't gonna get into that one.
No. Get into it. You brought it up. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
A woman's body. What about the baby in his body? It's not just her.
No, I'm saying, see, you thinking you trying to put it into the box as far as the male female thing. I'm putting it on a life thing.
No, I'm not.
Right? I'm putting it on a life thing. That's the whole problem. The thing is that the government has, like, people don't even understand what the government is supposed to be nowadays, but that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? The point is that the government should have no control over anyone's body autonomy. No one's, man, female, baby, whatever. That problem you do is between you and the Most High. It ain't got nothing to do with the state of Texas or the federal government.
So when the state of Texas, right, has to end up paying for that child and accounting for those children,
the state
especially,
of Texas isn't paying.
Let me finish. Especially when they're coming in the mass amount that they are, it's a problem for the state.
Where does state get their money from?
Am I right or wrong about that?
Where does state get their money from?
Get money from the taxpayers.
Who's the taxpayers?
The citizens of the state.
And guess what? If you put that child on child support, the state will get stuff from that too.
Yeah,
they get paid too.
You ain't telling me nothing I don't know.
This is all a hustle. This is all a hustle.
You ain't acting like it, gang. That's the point.
Trust me, I know. I know it's a hustle.
Act like it then.
I mean, when I asked y'all the question, it went dark. There's no light side to it.
So where was you trying to take it to then, bro?
I wasn't taking it nowhere. I was seeing what y'all thought.
Oh, okay.
My personal view is that it's not a bad thing. It puts pressure on women to make better decisions in that state. To make better decisions.
Well, first of
in
all,
the black community, some 80% of our kids are born out of wedlock.
But wanting women to make
less than 25% of black men.
The government has no business in your business, bro.
They shouldn't take away your choice. That's
They never be in your business.
But here's the thing: if they can make money and take away your choice, they will do that so heartily.
You got it. You right, bro.
They would, but that's not. We're not talking about none of that. We talking about this one specific thing.
I don't understand your point.
Yeah, we all lost. You got to explain it better, bro.
Because what are you for abortion or not abortion? I don't understand. Is that what you're trying to make?
I think he's trying to say without saying it.
What's your stance?
At the end of the day, look, guys. The end of the day, abortion was going on since way before it's been a law. But the reason why it became a law and it became a safe place for women to go and get an abortion, because women were dying in a back alley going to go get an abortion from some lady off the street.
White women were dying in back alleys.
Exactly. White teenage women were dying in back alleys. Therefore, they're like, no, let's create, if they're going to do it, let's just give them a safe and sanitary place to get it done. Women are going to find out a way to abort the baby. If they don't want it, they're going to get rid of it.
I'm done with that one. I'm good.
All right. Well, Josh, gang, we appreciate you coming up, bro. You got anything else?
I did want to say something.
No, I'm good, man. I appreciate it. That was good enough. Huh?
I did want to say something to Josh.
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
You came on and you said, do women know how to attract men and keep them? That was your question? Because you
please address that one.
Because you were kind of like did a trivia, and then that was the ultimate question, right?
Yeah.
What was your point in doing that? Because it felt like you were trying to call us out and shame us for not being married, and you didn't make a point. You were trying to pull a Kevin Samuels, and it didn't go anywhere.
That's hilarious.
You did. You came on here. You asked us what we
married. It was a question.
Do we know how to be? And that answers it. Obviously, we're not married.
So
I don't know if we are married or not. Ask you a question.
Yeah, but what was the point of asking it? Because you're not married. I don't see a ring on your finger.
To see if you understand how to attract and keep a man.
To understand,
I hear a lot of talk. It's because I hear a lot of talk about baby mama, baby daddy, this and all this stuff. Do y'all know how to keep a man? And my point to saying that is because I don't think that most women know how to keep a man.
Can I answer your question?
Has that been your experience? Because
that's why I gave you my example. Like I cook for my dad. I'm literally I work.
I'm not talking about
But I was giving you my
But you asked the
example
question to
because
everybody
obviously,
else.
even if I am a good woman and I am, wife material,
We're not in
men
control of the
still.
ring.
So they will always
Y'all
put
can
like that. But
That's
you
the
have
men.
something. But
That's the
you are
men that
this.
you choose. Y'all, that's what I'm saying when I say you're detached and away from us. You don't even know how to pick the right men.
It's time to go to bed.
Has the right woman picked you?
No, because they're all chasing after the same 25% of black men.
How do you know you're a good man? Because a lot of men say, I'm a nice guy, but you're only nice to get what you want. You're not really nice. You're just mad because the woman that you want don't want you.
I'm not a nice guy.
You think playing the nice guy is going to
We know that, Ricky.
You think I played it? You think I played a nice guy?
Huh?
Are you saying you think I played a nice guy?
Here we go with
But
this.
I don't know what you are, because you said it's hard for you to,
I mean, that's what you just said.
Hey, this is going nowhere. Mike, what's your question, bro?
I don't forgot, man. I'm not gonna lie. But what I'm trying to say, what Josh was pretty much trying to get at is that he sat there and said women know how to track men, but the struggle is trying to keep them.
So I still haven't had a chance to answer. Can I?
But
Men aren't that difficult.
No, but women make it difficult.
Hold on, let her finish her point.
Because women are complex, but men are simple. They're not that hard. They're not hard to attract, and they're not hard to please. So, can I attract a husband? Absolutely. Do I have lots of suitors who would love to be that guy? Absolutely. But you can't entertain every single man, and you're only supposed to marry one time, in my opinion. If I get married, it's going to be for life. I don't want to get married and do trial marriage. I don't want to marry him. Oh, that didn't work. I'll try him. I want to get married once. So it is the second most important decision you'll ever make in your life. So I don't just marry any guy.
Agree.
Can I be married right now, tomorrow, if I wanted to? Sure. But I want it to be the right man, because I don't want to invest time and energy and effort and resources and finance.
What's the right man?
My life together.
Wait, let her finish.
And with a person that's not the one, then you end up having to tear it all apart, and then a lot of people get hurt in the process, especially children. But I think the solution to this entire problem is waiting until marriage. I think the Bible pretty much set the whole standard for what it should be, and I think that is successful. Having a 2-parent home, waiting till you get married to have sex, waiting till you get married to have children, and staying together. Once you get married, stay together, work it out. Like, don't do this thing like, oh, well, if it doesn't work, I'll just try the second one. Like, no, this is it. We decided, we did our vows. This is it. It's us. So if we fight, we work it out. If you don't like it, we're going to work it out. If we have an issue, let's work it out. Let's go to counseling, whatever we got to do to make it work, instead of just walking away and leaving children in a split family home, and then they're damaged and they're hurt and they're ruined because of 2 adults that couldn't work together, who decided they loved each other at one point, and then, no, I don't want to do this anymore.
But that's right there. Is what you just explained, is that people are so quick to opt out because
there should be no option.
Nah, but
unless there's physical abuse, then I absolutely do not believe in.
I can hardly agree with you, but we live in a day where my personal happiness trumps everything.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
It's half the times these marriages come to find out it had nothing to do with the other person. It was your own. You were miserable. It had nothing to do with the other person.
Yeah.
And that's the
because
problem.
you were effed up.
Yeah.
They sit there and say that 80% of women file from marriages. Is that what you said, though? You know how many percentage of those 80% actually end up regretting it later on in life? About 50 to 60% of those women.
Yeah, because they look back and it wasn't as bad as they thought it was.
Your happiness and find your happiness. And I think we're such in a microwave society. It's like, oh, this marriage is not working. I'm not happy. I'm looking on social media. I want this. And then you jump out of that and then realize that, oh, wow, that I made a mistake leaving my
Right. And
that whole Me Too, I want it too.
And everybody knows this, but y'all continue to play the game, right? Microwave society. I cook my wife cook on the stove. You feel me? Ain't no microwave fear. Like I said, I don't see nothing wrong with what Kelly says. You set a standard and you make sure a person meets that. That way, at a minimum, when you go into it, you know, hey, this is what I asked for. This is what I got. This is what I waited for. I'm going to thug it out. Right? You're not going to be happy every day. You're not going to be happy every day. I'm so sick of hearing these words like people settling. Everybody settles.
Yo,
everybody settles.
Yeah, I mean, times I sit there and ask myself, like, yo, what the hell did I get myself into?
I agree with Ricky. We should have standards, not just expectations. The expectations should match the standards that we have.
Okay. I have a question.
Sometimes the expectations are your downfall. Oh.
I have a question. I heard a lady here say many of things about what should happen with marriages and what should happen with these relationships. What legal penalty is there for women if they don't adhere to the things that she just said?
Are we talking about me? Am I the lady?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Kelly.
How are you?
Hi. Are you?
The patriarchy strikes back.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah. My name is E. My name is Eric. But go ahead.
Hi, Eric.
How are you?
Well, I don't want to answer for Kelly, but I don't know if anybody knows this, but divorce is hella fucking expensive, especially if you got shit to lose.
Right, but Misha, I again, you can only speak from your perspective because only you see out your eyes. You know what I'm saying? And this is what, and if we can bring this back to the whole situation, right? I look at it like this, right? Misha is financially able to take care of her child, right? She knew at the end of the day that if her baby father wasn't the man she thought he was going to be, that she was going to be able to be financially responsible for her child. Is that not correct, Misha?
Absolutely.
Right.
I said that when I knew when I was pregnant.
Right. So that's what I'm saying, right? At the end of the day, she knows that responsibility. If that man, again, Trio takes care of his child, right? D. Foster raises his child. You know what I'm saying? They did what they supposed to. But what I'm saying is, again, if it's so bad out here that it's a gamble for y'all, no matter who y'all lay down with, right? Y'all should be moving that way, period. You should have your shit together and be responsible on your end. So if a man ain't what you thought he was, you can take care of your child.
And I think that we've addressed that as far as age and maturity. A lot of young women, as they grow up and go into womanhood, that does come with them.
Right.
I have a question.
But the example's been set too. You see what I'm saying? The example's been set.
So you said that they should have everything together when they have a child. I mean, they have an entire system that benefits them. They have multiple safety nets when they have a child. So
exactly right.
They have no liability when they have a child. The state pays them all their money. The world bows to them when they have a child.
Understood. And this is my point, and it takes back to what I said at the first place. Y'all have the system behind y'all. And again, it really comes down to who y'all allow in y'all womb. That's what it comes down to.
I think that was a bit different between me raising my kid alone versus me seeing women do it. Like, I didn't have, like, I couldn't even get, well, of course you can't get WIC as a man, but I couldn't even get that. So it was like,
no, it's a lot more harder for a man to get government.
The system's against you when it comes to housing, all of that, right? Like, and then of course there isn't an immense amount of homeless male shelters out there like there are for women with children, right? There's not all of these government programs out there for single fathers.
It is.
Like, to the extent that it is for single mothers?
Yes.
Really? Okay, so name me 5 battered men shelters right now.
Are we talking about kids? Or are we talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that you have the entire bulwark
battered
of the
men.
state.
That's so different. We're talking about kids, right?
Okay.
First of all, WIC does provide for men because it's for
what
the
percentage?
I couldn't. It went. I guess maybe not here.
You could sign up for WIC as long as you have proof that you are the custodial, like, only guardian of that child, and you can apply for what is it? Medicare? Is it Medicaid?
I mean, yeah, you can get you can get the
Ma'am,
Medicaid.
Medicaid.
have you looked at the numbers? Have you looked at the numbers when 90% of custody is awarded to women? Have you looked at the numbers of the
Okay.
men? Have you looked at the number? The entire system, with all due respect, ma'am, when you look at the numbers, is against men. Okay, so
Wow.
90% of 90% of custody is awarded to women. 90% of alimony payments go to women. Right, the entire system of whether it be Section 8, welfare, food stamps, all of these things are that they benefit majority women. It's not men.
Men do get food stamps.
That's
Men
not. Do
students
you
do
understand what the term majority means?
I know what
Oh my
determine. Don't do that. Don't do
No,
that.
I'm asking your vocabulary.
Don't do it with me.
I'm
being
asking your vocabulary.
Okay, I know what your vocabulary is.
Okay, so I haven't said an incorrect statement. I'm saying that
Okay,
these
but you're
systems are
being
designed for
offensive.
women.
That's what you're trying to say.
Vocabulary is offensive to you?
What you're saying to me, and you're talking to me as if I'm a dumbass. Let's just put it out there, because you can use all these big words and vernacular. And do you
No,
understand?
this is basic vocabulary. This is basic vocabulary, ma'am.
She's just asking you not to speak with her in a condescending manner.
How am I speaking in a condescending tone when I asked her what
lack
majority
emotional
means?
Intelligence. That's
Who's being emotional right now?
You're not understanding.
You're the one being emotional right now.
It's condescending, and you need to relax.
Vocabulary is condescending.
Or are you going to try to be just this?
No, I'm.
Listen,
I gave you statistics. I gave you statistics.
Where did you get your statistics?
Can I interject? Can I interject?
Go ahead.
Trill, I think this is the point where this is not a safe space.
We
were just talking about that.
At this point, I think at this point I should jump up and defend B. Taylor, because we're defending the black women being attacked verbally, by asking her a question about her vocabulary. No, I'm bullshitting. Go, carry on.
That's how I go.
I'm sorry that vocabulary is offensive this evening. My mistake.
Hey guys, I just want to make sure, again, this is a safe space. I want to make sure this is a respectful platform. Last week we had an incident. It got a bit out of hand. I just want to make sure everybody's comfortable. Brittany, relax. I see you making faces up there. What I'm saying is this. I want to make sure everybody's comfortable. Everybody's sound. There's no condescendingness. So again, we're going to have a straightforward conversation. Y'all go ahead.
So when we look at different government programs out there, such as welfare, food stamps, Section 8, housing vouchers, all of these things, they all primarily go to benefit women, right? Of course, there are exceptions, but exceptions, as we all know, don't disprove rules, right? So we have a court system where 90% of custody is awarded to women, right? We have a system where it makes every effort when women are not necessarily being the best mother to assist them in doing so, while penalizing men who aren't being the best fathers, right? Whether that be through men who are locked up through child support, whether that be through garnishing of wages. The entire system is dedicated to supporting women with children. And when we look and analyze the system, women would have, I guess, the means not to have the responsibility on them if custody was awarded evenly. But the fact that it's not awarded evenly, the fact that it is so overwhelmingly skewed to women, that is what breeds, my critique. So that's my only point. You can tell me about, there's one man that got WIC, or there's one man that got Section 8, there's one man that got a housing voucher, but the overwhelming majority of these things go to women, right? Just like the overwhelming majority of custody is awarded to women. And the overwhelming majority of child support is awarded to women. And the overwhelming majority of alimony is awarded to women. And the overwhelming majority of
you cannot
domestic
get
violence is
alimony
awarded to
in
women.
Texas unless you were married for
Ma'am?
8+ years.
Okay,
that's
so
law, sweetheart.
yeah,
That's
there's
law.
50 states, there's 49 other states in the
But we're
union,
talking about
ma'am.
Texas.
Okay, well, I'm talking about all of America. So like I said, you're trying to use these exceptions to disprove rules, right? Good job doing it with that. But also, you can eliminate alimony. What's your argument for child support? What's your argument for 90% of women
I said I
receiving
don't
child
agree
support?
with child support. Why you sitting over here ranting?
What'd you say?
I said since the beginning of this that I did not agree with child support. A man should be forced to do his own responsibility.
But that's not what's happening in the world now, is it?
But the reason
There's
why
a lot that's happening in the world that we shouldn't
Yeah,
do. I don't think 18-year-olds should be able to get AR-15s, but that's
yeah,
my
I'm
personal
sure.
opinion.
I'm sure. But they're on the battlefield dying for you right now, though. With an AR-15. 18-year-olds in the military have an AR-15, and they're on the battlefield dying for you.
So
While
a
woman hundreds of miles away who will never see the battlefield is telling what 18-year-olds should have in terms of firearms.
So, sweetheart, I have 2 sisters in the military. Please cut that shit.
What?
What is your solution?
My solution is reparations for men and garnishing wages from women for what's going on in the last 40 to 50 years in this country.
What's your relationship with your mom, please? I would like to know.
Wow.
Why are you bringing my mom?
Yeah,
You asked for a solution. I gave you a solution.
Why do you feel like you need reparations? How was your childhood growing up? Maybe you were that child of that.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here comes the Dr. Phil analogy. Here we go.
Yep.
Okay, in the solution part, I actually think that that's what we should be discussing.
Yeah.
We've been discussing about the abortion, the non-born, the child support. What are the solutions? If you don't agree with his solutions, what should be another solution then?
It needs a reform. Simple as that.
No, I think you should get rid of child. Oh, never mind.
That's not enough. So much wealth has been transferred. I think that there needs to be a database. There needs to be investigations and databases of all women who have rigged the system or men with child support, and their wages need to be garnished. Literally, it needs to be garnished from you. If there was a situation, it needs to be it needs to be investigated, and your wages should be garnished.
But do you know how many times that women have filed for government assistance and they just put any random name down on the birth certificate?
I got a solution.
Just so they could claim for it.
Yes, sir.
Then that father is later on hit for child support for something that wasn't even his.
I got a solution.
So I have something. Child support is not only in the U.S. and we don't have the same benefits that you are talking about. I read someone in the chat saying that Haiti doesn't even have child support for women, but child support is a worldwide.
Yeah. It's a worldwide hustle. It's a worldwide.
So we don't have your benefits. So everything that he said doesn't work on this side. And we still
I'm talking about, excuse me, I'm from the best country. I'm from America. I don't know where you're from,
I
but I'm
get
talking
it.
about the United States of America.
The thing is this, that's what I'm saying. What's the solution for child support? Like
I said investigation, right? And reparations and garnishing checks of those who have committed fraud, right? I think there needs to be a deep amount of investigation historically for the last 40 to 50 years of men that have been put on child support. I think that these people who have put them on child support need to get investigated, right? And if we find out that there's any foul play, I think that your wages should be garnished for 2 times the rate.
Foul play is in what?
Foul play is in
you're not the father.
There's several. Excuse me. Of course, paternity fraud is widespread, right? So there is that. There's paternity fraud. Also, there are several cases in which I think they're quote unquote, they every time a man buys his child something and he goes to the court, they say that those are quote unquote gifts and they write that off as irrelevant, right? So if you can investigate how many, there's even men that have the children living with them and still have to pay the mom child support, right? So I do think an investigation needs to be done of all the gifts that were written off from judges in the past, and that money needs to be docked from those mothers and then sent back to the men.
My solution.
I just need to be taken from them. I think
we know.
I kind of agree, but then when you're saying take from the mother, if the father is gifting the child, that's something that a father does.
So
that shouldn't just be only on the mom, right?
It's not gifted if it's forced by the state.
Exactly. So what I'm telling you is there have been fathers out there. Let's say that the child is going to school. They buy them all new school clothes. They provide for them. And when they come up before a judge, the judge says that all that is technically supporting the child, but then the judge says that was quote unquote a gift. So those things need to be investigated, right? We do need, since everything is documented in the legal system, those things need to be investigated, and the mom should be docked twice, whatever that was worth.
But I don't get the mom should be docked for that, because
that's where the money went.
What
I
if
don't know about, okay, that's not every situation though, because a lot of men don't even make a lot of money to like daycare is so expensive. Childcare is so expensive. Where's the child going? Who's watching the child?
But it's under fraud, though, is what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Under the
So,
fraud.
yeah, if it's under fraud, they need to be penalized some way or
Deeper,
somehow.
we need to, number one, expand what the definition. I would be for expanding what the definition of fraud was, right? I think that there are several. Every dime and dollar that the father directly spends in supporting the child should be docked from his mandatory payments. That is what I think, right? That is me. I could be wrong. This is just an idea, but I can use several examples or several different ideas to where I can see how women have rigged the system for their benefit. And I don't think that we should just wipe our hands clean with this. I think that there should be reconciliation and there should be reparations for men.
Some men have been burned by the system. I'm not going to sit here and say that has not happened. But out of the whole overall picture of child support, women end up paying more. I mean, children are so expensive. Children are so expensive. What men are making, y'all are not making over six. If we're going to specifically talk about our community, a lot of Black men are not making six-figure incomes at like a max, like, you know, overall. So therefore, a lot of people that are on child support, I'll hear some women say they only got $42 a month.
That's $42 more than what they should get. But I will say
they get. So what should they get? Nothing.
I would say this for the next 50 years, because you've had the court systems basically elevate you over men. Ma'am. For the next 50 years, I think that 90% of custody should be awarded to fathers. I think all WIC, Section 8, food stamps, child support should be in proportion given to fathers as it was given to you.
And see how that turns out. I would love to see men
I'm sure.
up and do those things. And do you have children?
Well, you're not doing them right now. I do not. You're not doing them right now. You're kept alive by the system. The system is keeping you alive.
The system is keeping.
Yeah. So most of those mothers are being floated by a government system, right, and a judicial system that is giving them money. You're not doing this independently of the state. What I am suggesting is that the state reverse everything that it's done historically and give 90% of custody to fathers, and then give all the fathers. I'm sure. Would you also love for your checks to be docked for child support as well?
Sure. If he can do what I can do, let's do it.
He can.
He can.
All right. Let's stop right there. We're gonna give our shots real quick, and then we just brought up Island Gal Q, so we're gonna have her chime in on this topic real quick.
All right, just real quick. Let me pay some bills. The argument is passionate. We all for passionate argument. It's a bit hilarious in my opinion, but it's a passionate argument. We're gonna pay some bills. Island Girl Q, who happens to be on the stage, who baby daddy is Josh, is past his bedtime. Hey, shout out to Josh, man. Don't do bro like that, man. Marie said this is no longer a Christian country. I don't care what the back of the dollar says.
That's a fact.
Interesting take. Professor Trill. Shout out to the whole crew season. Say shout out to the whole crew season. Trill isn't just a word, it's a way of life. PA stand up. Man. Shout out to Port Arthur, man. Everybody from the hood in the chat, man. Salute to y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Straight up and down. Miss Parker says, ladies, do not allow Eric to get you in a dulo twist. Eric is smart and cynical at best. Attack the argument. Okay, you guys can continue. Pardon me.
I wanted to give my solution before Q go. I ain't gonna be long, Q. Right. My solution will be this: all DNA tests should be mandatory the day of birth.
Yeah.
All child support should be eliminated along with welfare. Right. If you're married, since the state is in your business and you want to allow the state in your business, if you do get married, you got to stay. You can't get divorced for a mandatory of 5 years.
That's a good one.
I actually like that.
I like that one.
So what if she cheated on the man?
I have a question too.
What if she cheated on the man though? Like what if
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Like I said, if we gonna live in extremes, let's live extremely.
So I have a question. So if you have a kid and it's you know, living comfortably, well educated. The mom is paying for everything. He got insurance, you know, medical insurance, everything. She's a good mom and well taking care of a kid. Would you still mind paying for child support?
You said the mom or the dad?
Mom or dad?
No, I feel honestly like as a responsible man, you should be taking care of your child, point blank, all the way down the line, no question. But what I'm saying is we're not living in reality saying because that's what we feel men should be doing that they was gonna do, because the responsibility at the end of the day gonna fall on the woman. So y'all should have more responsibility in taking care of that.
I think
no, I mean the reason of my question is like because I don't know. I'm just trying to find out if they have issues, men have issues with paying child support, or the reason what the money's being used for. So that's what I'm saying. Like if a woman, my kid is in private school, you know, like she goes to ping pong, basketball, swimming classes, like, you know, a bunch of things, and she's a educated kid, like she's a good kid.
Yeah.
Would the man still, you know, mind paying for child support, even though the expenses are not even half of what he's paying?
What the problem is that your zip code and your judge matters. Some guys got burned. Some guys got the easier end of the stick. Like, but the problem is and this is another thing that's never talked about, is that when a woman goes to child support, she gets reprimanded free. If a man wants to defend his case, he has to pay for an attorney, while she gets it for free. And that's another reason why, if you care for your kid, why don't you just fight? The longer that case takes, the more that money comes out of his pocket.
And you see, I like to know these things because here is for free for both.
Nope, it's only free for one.
And we still have the
state?
child support issues. That's what I'm saying.
State is that?
She's in El Salvador.
She is in El Salvador.
El Salvador. She's not even in America, bro.
Yeah, that's
okay.
But the issue is the same. Child support is the issue. So what I'm saying is,
how much does El Salvador get in foreign aid from the United States?
I'm going to answer this. So we use dollars as a currency, okay? And the minimum wage is $364 a month.
Okay.
Okay. So and the gas price is about $4 and change.
Wow.
That's about the same here.
The president of El Salvador makes $5,000 a month.
That's all.
That's all. Yes.
Sound like America.
No, I'm looking at that. The question was, how much do you receive in foreign aid? Right? Like you received, I think you've received over $4 billion in foreign aid. That's just USAID. That's not anything else. So I get where you're coming from, but it's in America, there is an issue with child support, right? Just like there's an issue with, you know, me as a taxpayer paying for children in El Salvador as well.
Don't do that, bro.
So
I'm just being honest. Like individuals are asking questions about an American issue, right? About children who are in the system or a part of the system. You're telling me how your justice system works over there, and we're paying for your justice system to a certain extent.
No, that's not what she was doing. She's trying to find out a solution because she is going through a situation. She wants to know what is the solution. She's not giving hers versus ours. She's like what?
Not relevant to the conversation.
Well, but no, she cut in and said that in our country they both get government support in terms of going to court, right? And so I asked, what state was that? Because I've never heard that before, right? And then after that she told me where she's from, and then I just went there. So sorry about that. I'm just saying that individuals, if we're talking about aid and assistance and all of that, it still comes from a certain place.
We can have a conversation without you being in attack mode.
I wasn't. Is stating facts being in attack mode?
I think everyone agrees.
I understand and I respect what you're saying.
Okay,
but
I didn't know.
That doesn't remove the issue. That doesn't give a solution to the issue that we're having.
The issue for me, the issue I think would be reparations. The issue is women historically have used the court system against men. Right, men have been disenfranchised. Right, historically
in America,
in the United States. Well, yeah, in America, of course. Right. And I think that right now, what has happened, I think that there should be some reconciliation financially from those that have participated in this.
But here's the problem though, and this is human nature. Those who gain power don't want to lose it.
Oh, of course, but power transfers when individuals when you have hordes and heaps of disenfranchised men, they usually take power. That's what usually causes people to take power.
All right. Power is the wrong word. Those who have benefits in certain situations don't want to lose it.
Of course, but they do lose it because what happens when you put men into a corner and you just write them off, they usually band together and then they seize power. That's going to happen soon in this country. It will happen soon.
If we, let's say, I think they gave solutions, Eric and Ricky. If this did happen, I definitely would see less baby mamas and less baby daddies, because people would be more protective of who they're going to sleep with, because they don't have a backup plan, aka child support, or their court systems. They're going to have to rely on them getting a job, or them holding, or them being like, okay, this man, he can be in my life forever, he'll be supportive. So those are great solutions, because I think people would be actually thinking of, okay, should I sleep with him, should I raw dog him, should I have a baby with him, or should I just close my poom poom? So I think those are great solutions.
Kids, nobody's thinking about the kids. The child support system was in place because kids were suffering in poverty. Y'all all trying to make adult points and not thinking about children.
But if women would think with their mind instead of their poom poom, those kids won't be born into women. No, but y'all gotta understand, maybe because I've worked in centers with abused and neglected children. Parents, we have the choice to bring kids into this world. Women, we have the choice to open up our legs to these men. Okay. So
and
us
with the men.
Us as women, if you can't see yourself being with that man forever, you shouldn't be even near him. Like, I'm not thinking about the kids. I'm thinking about the choices we make before having the child. That's what I'm thinking of.
I agree that it's on both sides. Like, you guys are so vocal to make your point about women keeping their legs closed, but nobody is looking at, I have a son. That's one of the
child support's not about kids no more.
It's to wrap it up, to protect his seed. His seed is precious. I think a lot of men don't value their seeds and their bodies as well. That's why they're recklessly going out, sleeping with mentally ill women or women who are broken and can't think, got 3, 4, 5 baby daddies, and now he's the third baby, 5th, 6th baby daddy to that woman who's already dysfunctional because she looks good. Let's talk about that too. If we're gonna really take a deep dive and find a solution, we got to look at both sides. Not because we're saying, oh, it's make the women suffer, make the women suffer. What is that gonna do? That's not gonna do anything.
Balance the scales.
No one is saying that.
Balance the scales. It makes the children suffer.
Really? So children right now are already suffering, right? Children right now, in terms of being, we all know the
they don't
statistic.
have fathers in their home.
And who kicked the fathers out the home?
No, okay. Woo, I'm so glad y'all said that.
Are you for real? Right? He said. So are you saying black women or women kicked all the fathers out of the home right now? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that there has been a wave of women to reach out to different authoritarian bodies in this country, including the justice system, which they claim that they're against, including the police, which they claim that they're against, including the judges, which they claim that they're against, to get black men out of the home and historically disenfranchised.
You want to talk about the police? Black men are incarcerated at a higher rate. Also, black men, statistically speaking, black women die at the hands of black men at any other women. Every black woman is killed at a higher rate by black men.
Have you looked up the lesbian domestic violence crisis?
Black men well.
We are talking about male.
No, but hold on a second. No, you can't move the goalpost with that, because you talk about dying at the hands of men in loving relationships. Have you looked at the lesbian domestic violence rate? Have you looked at how many women? Because black women are now leading that category, right? In terms of, I think 1 in 4 black women are now lesbian. Well, why? Well, she's talking about black women being killed by men, and I'm just informing her that there's a lot of black women.
We are talking about male and female relationships.
I'm responding to her, ma'am. I'm responding to her. So, are you? I didn't know if you're jumping in, Mr. Cruz. Is it all right if I respond to her? So,
yeah, Mr. Cruz.
Okay, so I'm telling you, I'm just saying this. You're saying that black women die at the hands of black men, right? And then you said something about children, right? Can I ask you a question? What group of women lead all other women in infanticide in terms of murdering their own children?
What do you mean infanticide? Yeah,
No,
talking about postpartum depression, where the
no.
women are left alone to take care of the kids, and now she's having a psychological
So you
breakdown,
murder.
and
What
so
what
she's.
what group what group what group leads what
Are you
group
going
leads
there?
that? No,
Bro,
I'm just
what
my
he's,
question for you.
what he's
My
trying to
question for
say.
you. No, hold on a second. No, you made it about children, right? And then you made yourself the victim.
I did not make
So
myself the
so
victim.
my question for
That's not
you,
my situation.
but we were talking about children suffering, right?
Yes.
Children suffering, right, is a product of single female leadership. And my question to you is, what, since you made it about quote unquote black women, what race of women lead all other women in infanticide, which is the murdering of their own children?
I don't know. You tell me the stats and where you got them from, and I'll look them up.
It's black women.
Where are you getting that from?
Okay, hold on a second. I got it right here in my phone.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Do you have a girlfriend?
What?
Christ.
Here we go.
Always goes to this.
Wait, but y'all
Always
didn't
goes.
like that.
Always goes
Y'all
to
came
this.
up here and asked if y'all was single or married. Like,
I was
let's
just curious.
keep it on the thing. But I have a question, Taylor. This is not to get you triggered, but did you plan to have that child with the father, or was it unplanned?
It was unplanned.
Okay. So is that a man that you wanted to see in your future in the long term?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
We
Okay.
talked
Yeah,
about
we
his
talked
mom
about that
came to me. He talked to my mother and told me he was going to marry me, and
Yeah.
that was the plan.
And B, what Eric was trying to say, and I'm saying it in my words, is that yes, not every woman leaves the man that chooses to be a single mother, but
Right.
there's enough of them for it to be a problem.
Right. It is. And I think women, I had to take accountability. Yes, I lay down and made a decision, and I believe the words and actions that he was showing me at the time. And I really truly thought that that's what we were working up towards. Our families were involved in everything. So, and then when things didn't work out, that shit hurt, because I'm like, wow, like if I would have known this is how it would have worked out, my decisions would have been very different. So that's a lot of women are not out here just letting Ray just come inside of them. Like, a lot of women are in relationships where the man have presented a ring. You know, they are getting married and a baby. Why would I want to abort a baby that I want by my future husband? You know, like, that's not something I want. And then I wasn't planning to, but it happened. We were doing adult things, and I'm not practicing celibacy. That's not, like, he wasn't either. You know,
Yeah.
that's reality. That's reality. A lot of us are not practicing celibacy.
And,
Yeah.
and let's
Honestly,
keep it 100 is that a good majority of pregnancies are unplanned. There's a very small percentage of pregnancies that are planned.
And the good majority of the situations is not B. Taylor situations.
That's what I was gonna say.
You know what I'm saying? So again, y'all want to look at it out your eyes when that's
That
not
fact
the
was
general
from the
consensus.
CDC, by the way. The CDC
You know what
did
I'm saying?
this.
That's not the general consensus. So,
Yeah.
like I said, it no matter what y'all say, it comes down. Yeah, let's stop talking about the solution to a problem that's already created. Let's talk about the solution to a problem before it even get to a problem. What's that solution?
Close
To
your
give
legs.
the children to the fathers.
Wait, what?
To give the children to the fathers.
Right, but light
I
bearer
have to agree with that.
before that, light bearer, what?
Oh, close your legs. Give responsibility.
I'm
Hey,
done.
look. Give responsibility of choosing the men for those women
I'm
to
done.
what it was before, where it was a family decision as well, where you had the men
Yes,
rating those
I agree with
men
that.
before they even came into play of touching their sisters, cousins, daughters, and so on. The problem is we've taken the men out of the equation of the family aspect,
We didn't
which is
left.
no. Wait. Because if you say that, there are a ton of families that still have the men in the families married to the mothers, and they are perfectly fine in that relationship. But the dynamic of what we have right now is he's not a decision maker on whether or not that woman chooses to lay with that man and then make another corporation, which is a marriage that actually helps the family and helps the society. The thing that also we have that we haven't actually discussed in this situation is this. Yes, it is your child, but you and that child belong to the state. If you don't think so, that means that you're not a
We
citizen.
belong to the state because the men are not protecting us and our children.
Well,
I
you
did
emasculated
you talked over me.
Well, you
I just
conspired
said
with the
you
state
talked over
to
me.
disenfranchise
You
them.
are a citizen. You being a citizen makes you a part of the corporation, which is one, the county. Then you're a part of the corporation of the state. And then after that, you're part of the corporation of the United States of America. Your corporate contract as being a citizen or being a birthed person in the United States of America makes you a part of this corporation. When you bond your corporation with another man, which is that corporation of like, if that's what we gotta explain these things, but if that's what your situation is, that you're actually trying to marry a man, if you're marrying a another person of the same sex, they're bonding their corporations. That's what they fought for, to bond their corporations together so then they can partake in the aspects of getting the funds or getting the benefits of being a married person, right? So now we have this situation, and that child that's born to citizens of the United States of America now gets that gets to be able to partake in that aspect of being a citizen. That child belongs to the state. If we don't have enough children to replace the death, the born to death ratio, what happens is we start losing when it comes down to being a country against other countries who have a booming rate. Right now, they're afraid that because there's so much abortion happening right now, that, and it's not even that it's abortions happening within our community, because truthfully, the narrative and the initiative is to have less births in our community. That's why Planned Parenthood and all those other things are mostly stable within our communities. So let's go ahead and push that to the side, right? So now, the white women who have the most abortions, but they have multiple ways of being able to get them outside of something that can calculate whether or not it's going to be provided to the state, which that's why their numbers are lower than everybody else's, even though they're higher than the rest of they're the most people in this country. They don't want their numbers to get lower than what they're supposed to be. That's why they're taking away not the right of Black women in America, because they incentivize Black women getting abortions. But they're taking away the right of white women to get these abortions. That's why it's starting in states where it's mostly white people.
Predominantly white. It's a numbers game, baby.
So, but hold on a second. But first off,
baby,
but look at the voting, right? Black women overwhelmingly voted for people who are pro-abortion. So I disagree with number one. There's nothing wrong with trying to preserve survival for your own kind, right? I think anybody would agree with that. But when you say like white women have more, are you talking about, like you said, there's more of them in the country, but when you look at the percentages, it's completely skewed, right?
It's because white doesn't really mean white, like because like a lot of people don't understand. Like truthfully, to be honest with you, I'll say it out loud. I'm classified as white, even though I'm not white. I change it every fucking time. I change it every time I like do the consensus and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, do you see this? I'm not white, but on paper, because of certain things, it's considered white. So anyway, regardless, outside of that situation,
Well, I don't get what you just
y'all,
said.
this too deep for y'all. Y'all,
you gotta look at what they deem to be white. For instance,
they just went right over their head.
Yeah, I know. An Egyptian is considered white. A Arab from certain countries are considered white. Certain people from certain areas where they want that person or that particular group to be a part of their
too early. I said, don't do this for them, man. It's too early, bro.
Okay. Anyway, well, we'll jump to the side. Not everybody who's white is really white. I'll just say that part.
Okay.
You gotta look up go on Wikipedia and then look up what it is, what the classification of white in the United States of America is. That because like that'll be the easiest way I can tell you how to go find it.
But black women overwhelmingly voted for abortion, right? If you look at the voting numbers, 90% vote one way, 90% vote for majority Democrats, and most of those Democrats want abortion and things like that. So some of the biggest advocates out recently for abortion have been black women. So I get what you're saying in terms of white women not wanting it any longer. But
no. I'm not saying that they don't want it. Right now, the attack is not on black women. The attack is on the populace in which they need to regulate. This is what I said earlier. When the people are messing with the product, they will regulate the product. And right now, the product is we're having more deaths than births.
Correct.
To be able to replace the people in the United States.
Right.
So because of that, they have to do something about it before it becomes a problem to the point where we're lower in number in comparison to other superpowers.
But also you flooded in 30 to 40 million illegals as well. So there's also that in terms of replacement as well. But I get what you're saying. I do think that there needs to be a curve on that just for population, right? Just for population. So I wouldn't disagree with all your points.
Those illegals are classified under a certain aspect too. Like you got Spanish that are white, then you got Hispanic that is not. So those classifications don't fit exactly what they're actually aiming at right now. They need another populace to be able to boost up the numbers that they need to be able to vote for certain things that they need to vote for, because right now they have a different group that is starting to shift in thoughts and mindset. The moment that we lose the let's say the American black male voting aspect, right? So right now they said about 25%, no, actually it was 13 to 15% of black males were voting for orange, Agent Orange, right? So because they were voting for it,
interesting.
Don't worry, it's a reason why I'm saying it that way, because I understand what it could be if I actually say certain other things. So
you can call him the GOAT.
I will say this part right here. We probably have agreements, but I also make sure that I straddle the line perfectly. So the thing that I'm trying to actually get towards is this. When it comes to the situation of Agent Orange, the numbers are building up. Black men in particular, because they always look at that particular group, right, as a building factor, that these particular people are going to always vote for that particular group of because I don't want y'all to get struck. So that particular group of the left and the right wing. And because they already think that this is going to happen, they will only consider it when the numbers go down. 25% is now the thing that they consider when it goes for voting for Agent Orange. Okay. And because of that situation,
maybe they just want lower gas prices. Maybe they just want lower gas prices, less inflation. They don't want to see their kids.
Can I say something?
Sorry.
I don't want, and Lightbearer, I hear you, man, but this is too deep for this show right now, man. I mean, but people, let's talk, have a politics day, bro. That would be the perfect venue for that.
Look, I'm a thought. You can get me lit. Like we can talk about other things, but I'm just like, it's some stuff that people was touching. And it's like, yo, it's way deeper than what you're talking about.
You just went from crew season to crewing in.
Yeah, God, that's hey, I understand, bro. But like, this a whole different conversation. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was some dope introspect, man. It's almost 1:30 out here in Houston, man. We've been on here almost 4 hours. We said we wouldn't go 4 hours, but we did it anyway.
I would love to chop it up with you, though, Lightbearer. I'd love to chop it up with you.
Yeah,
exchange good, baby. Look, we getting it going on. I'm just saying, like, it was just other things that needed to be touched because it was a little bit too simple for me. But I apologize for even going that deep.
No, you are good. I know what you. Hey, I hear you, bro. Like, it's a numbers game, but they don't understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. I just had a lady just walk in my spot. So I check y'all later.
Ricky, great time, man. Take care, man.
Protect your seed.
Protect
Oh
your
no, I'm
seed.
throwing it around. I'm a thought. I'm a
Protect your
thought. I ain't
paycheck.
got no kids, but I'm a thought.
Protect
So
your
might as well go ahead.
paycheck and your rights. Make sure you get consent. You don't want to be falsely accused. You know how they are these
Look,
days.
look, I'm going with every aspect of what they saying that we are. So now, look, I'm divorced. I divorced her. I'm a thought. And on top of that part, wait, what's another one?
Accountability.
See that? To be proud about.
Accountability.
Hey, look. You saying there's nothing to be proud about, but the thing about it is this. Are we saying that nice guys finish last?
No, but just remember though, you can't opt out, so you better pull out.
Pull out game
He's a
strong.
nice guy.
Nah, but y'all have a good night, yo. Like
All right,
for real, we all looking for a certain situation and a huge piece that we're like not considering when it comes down to it is this. If you did it, take your responsibility for whatever it is that you did, pay for your daggone kids. And if you don't take responsibility for also the aspect of it's your responsibility to maintain that relationship, it's your responsibility to maintain that situation in which you're taking care of your child, the child's best interest. If it's not in the child's best interest, what the fuck are you talking about?
I think that is a great place for us to wrap this up, man. I said I wasn't gonna make 4 hours, and I'm 23 seconds away.
You're a
Damn,
pimp.
man. I said I
You're a
wasn't gonna do this
pimp.
again. But it was dope conversation, man. I appreciate everybody for coming up. Y'all know what time it is. Every single Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. Central. We're gonna be back at this thing next week. Brand new topic, brand new perspectives. Everybody that's on this stage or who has been on this stage is welcome to pull back up. I enjoy all of y'all perspectives. Salute to everybody in the chat. I've been saying y'all are fucking hilarious. Y'all been having me crying up here reading these comments. Again, everybody on the panel, y'all already know what time it is, man. It's love. But on that note, we gonna get up out of here, man. Love y'all. Y'all be safe. Stay out the way. Protect your seed. Ladies, close your legs if the nigga ain't, you know what I mean, who he's supposed to be. Investigate, vet, all of these great things, make informed decisions. And in summary, what everybody said, everybody make informed decisions. And on that note, man, we gone, man. I appreciate all y'all.